Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and who do we have here shuffling through my magic card hand?
Not me.
I play Ben Saint, regrettably.
No, unfortunately, I am unavailable for this recording.
That's a blessing, not in disguise. We've got give and take here.
Yodelay hee-hoo.
And Endless Jess.
Such a diverse cast.
What? Say that again?
This is such a diverse cast. We all have a very strangeness about us, but it's all different strangenesses.
It's a real ensemble piece.
Oh boy, let me tell you, these lives we're living, I've had just about enough. That's
Hey
that's
guys,
gonna do it for me here, Chief.
Hey guys, yes?
Yeah.
What?
Hey there,
Are we having
Face
connection
here
issues?
for
I feel like
Nickelodeon
we are.
Jr.
Do you say Nickelodeon?
I'm having connection issues, but like emotional connection issues.
Let me just immediately say something to get us started right off the bat. All right. There's been, people talk about pizza, right? Pizza, deep dish pizza, thin crust pizza, Ben pizza face, the whole
keto pizza, Chicago deep dish, all the different classic styles.
And people generally like pizza, correct?
I would say
it's ingredients on a plate that's made that you can eat the plate.
I would say that pizza hits certain key demographics, yes.
Okay, fair. But like there's urban centers where they say the best pizza is. Okay, some people are asshole elitists and they're like, "Oh, I like grease, like olive oil on dough and then you put like paprika and fucking spinach and that's real pizza." Fuck off. Not talking to these idiots. But they're, it's like the Chicago. My favorite pizza is Papa Gino's from back home, Massachusetts area, New England. That's the best. Thin crust,
I have a fondness for Papa Gino's. I don't know if it's the best.
Well, I don't know. There's probably some fancy Gordon Ramsay
shit.
It. Yeah, it's my favorite, like, commercially available pizza. Okay, point of all this is, good pizza is a known thing. People like pizza. People eat good pizza. I have eaten pizza in Chicago. It's good. I've eaten it in New England. It's good. I've eaten it in New York.
I have actually never had Chicago-style pizza. It remains a mystery to me.
I have, and it's completely fucking generic. There's nothing special about it. I hate all this pizza elitism from Chicago and New York. They think they're so fucking... New York pizza, the best pizza, and Chicago pizza, the best pizza. You're both fucking stupid. It's just regular pizza. It's all just regular pizza.
That's true, and there are different varieties, like whatever, thicker, thinner. Okay, fine. All right, but here's the point of all this. Yesterday, I had, for the millionth time in my life, in Cincinnati, there's what's known as La Rosa Pizza. This is like the Papa Gino's of the Ohio, probably tri-state area. Every time when I was at work, every time we got pizza, it was La Rosa's Pizza. This is the staple. It is the number one pizza people get here. Okay, like yesterday, I was out with Michelle, and I'm like, Michelle, for your education, you haven't had La Rosa's Pizza. I want you to taste it. So let's go buy a whole pizza, taste it, and tell me what you think. So we buy it, and just as it always is, as it was every single fucking time they got it at work, when there are so many other varieties available, it is the most bland, tasteless, terrible, cardboard, little bit of sauce, like it's greasy, not too greasy. It's just terrible. La Rosa's Pizza in Ohio is so bad. It is so unbelievably flavorless and awful. And yet, like, the professional environment in which I worked, these people have some amount of taste. I know people like to roast Ohio for having terrible food, and it's true. The La Rosa's Pizza is the most vile. I would rather get Papa John's any day, Domino's, any fucking day. La Rosa's is disgusting. I was blown away. And the point is, Michelle agreed. I gave it to her. She's like, wow, this really is literally zero flavor. This is totally tasteless. So it's been verified by an outside party. I cannot believe, in a world of possibilities that we live in, that for years, I worked at this company for like 4 or 5 years or whatever. Every fucking time they went back to the same fucking well and got La Rosa's Pizza. You go to a theme park, La Rosa's is the only pizza chain that's there in this area. It's so shit when like Chicago is not even that far. And sure, Jesse, Chicago, not amazing, not like there's nothing to fucking go crazy about and spaz out about. It's so delicious, but it has flavor. It does taste like pizza, and it's good. La Rosa's taste horrible. It's terrible.
But everyone tells me that Chicago's pizza is like weird and like it's like more like a pie and it's like liquid and it's like just a soup, just like a crust full of soup, like sauce
to be fair,
and cheese.
I've only had Chicago pizza one time at the airport when I was flying through, and I made sure to do it for the meme. And that my experience with that pizza was it was very thick and quite delicious. So this is my one data point there. But I've had tons of other pizza. Look, this is the real point. There is literally zero flavor in this pizza. They think they can get by with, like, cheese, which is the solution to every problem in Ohio. But it doesn't fucking work. There's no flavor. And I was holding the pizza in my hand, moving it towards my mouth to take a bite, and the crust just crumbles away in my hand, and it falls to the ground like the cardboard it is. I was lucky. The entire slice didn't turn to dust as I moved it towards my mouth, evaporating, preventing me from eating any of it. This is just a public service announcement. Don't eat La Rosa's. It's bad pizza. It tastes like ass. You can do better. Ohio, you can do better. Cincinnati. Everyone don't eat there. It's shit.
There is a pizza place right down the street from where I live, and we've been there a couple times, and it's just really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Like the slices are like soggy. They come out, they're like soggy. You pick up the slice and it just droops. It is just like wet paper, just like, pff, and it is. Like the toppings are good, but like the crust is just like they just failed. I don't even remember what this place is called.
Mm-hmm. There needs to be collected like a national index of all the bad pizza so people know, because bad pizza is a tragedy that could happen to anyone at any time. You never know until it's too late. I mean, if you've had it before, you can go, that place sucks, but you have to dive in to the deep end first before you can figure that out.
That's very this was an eye-opening experience.
An index to warn people.
This was such an eye-opening experience to make me aware of how much better other pizza I've had in my life was. I get, like, excited when I get a pizza from Papa Gino's or something. I get dread when I realize that there's La Rosa's Pizza. But, yes, I'll eat it anyway because it's fucking free. Of course I'm going to eat it.
I want to take this moment to shout out a little-known chain. They don't have it around here. I think they maybe only have it in the South and maybe there's maybe in, like, California. I don't know. They don't have it in New England. It's a shame. But Jets Pizza. I never hear anyone talk about Jets Pizza.
Is good, and I like
Jets is wicked good. It's like they have like big rectangles. It's like thick. It's like thick crust. The crust is crunchy on the outside. They just I don't know. I wish Jets were everywhere. If they were here, I would get it. Only I wouldn't because it's not keto. But whatever.
That's fair. I know that we've talked about preferences of pizza before. There's an ongoing thick crust, thin crust debate. But I get like fantasies dreaming about like, you know when you've got a thin crust pizza cooked just right, so like the edges of the crust have a little bit of cheese and they've like turned black. And you know when you bite into them, you're going to get that crunch and that snap of those carcinogens passing in your body and giving you cancer. But it's worth it. And I don't know, the cheese is like boiling, and you got those delicious weird bubbles of dough with the cheese on top, and maybe there's some sauce on top. And
Papa Gino's is all about those crust bubbles.
I couldn't be a bigger fan.
I had a really good pizza experience when Munchie was visiting in London. I can't remember the name of the place, but there are quite a lot of Italians in London. I mean, it's closer to Italy, so like they can import like all the good ingredients and stuff. They keep saying it in every restaurant. There's like, we got all the ingredients from this, like we got it from this Italian town, this tiny little Italian town. We got the flour from here, and we got the whatever from there. And it is such good pizza. It's so Italian. I don't know how to describe like it's that sort of like really bubbly dough that's crust that's sort of blackened a bit because they flame it. I don't know, like with a proper pizza oven thing. But we were in like this really shitty cheek looking like plastic green and white checkerboard Super Mario on the walls pizza basement. For babies.
Pizza Basement was the name of the chain.
Yeah. I don't think it was a chain. I think it was just like, that's it. And it was so
open a pizza basement on the top of the Eiffel Tower, on the top of the Empire State Building.
We're in a tiny courtyard that was super cramped. There was like 18,000 restaurants in this like 5-meter square. And then we went down into this pizza basement, and it was the best pizza I've ever had in my life.
Please draw fan art of Pizza Basement, of the whole PCP crew having a good dinner at the Pizza Basement.
Let me tell you a pizza story. So in college, right, I had double majored in physics and philosophy, and
I majored in pizza and pepperoni, and it was a great time.
And with a minor in pepperoni studies. But the philosophy, right, every department had its own, like, had a budget for the year, right? And the philosophy department just didn't do anything. They didn't have anything to spend their funding on.
It is philosophy, after all.
Because what do they do? So at the end of every year, the philosophy department would just go take the whole department out to, like, a local pizza place and just have a pizza party and just say, everyone, eat as much pizza as you possibly can. We need to spend our budget so that we don't get our budget reduced last year. We need to spend it all on pizza right now, or we're fucked.
Buy a book, dog. Buy a book. I don't know.
Maybe they could, like, spend some of that money, like, to prank call, deliver pizzas to people they don't like.
I mean, I assume they just burned it. Whatever we didn't spend on pizza, I assume they just flushed down the toilet.
I know everyone's made this observation before, but what a silly, like, cost structure that, like, we need to waste this money. I'm sure the party was fun, but
it's almost whatever. Like capitalism doesn't work.
Damn you, capitalism! By the way,
dab.
I watched. One of the reasons I've been thinking about this was because the other day I watched, like, some, like, BuzzFeed video, or I don't know, whatever it was. First of all, I watched a Gordon Ramsay makes, like, a pro chef pizza, which was amazing. Then I watched this, like, it was like a BuzzFeed video or something of, like, 3 tiers of chefs. There was, like, some amateur fuckboy, some, like, mom, like, with the Italian heritage or whatever, and then, like, a pro chef, and, like, how each of them made their pizza. And, like, there was obviously the scrub was,
I think I've seen videos like that. It's like, three different, like, levels making the same dish and describing their different.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool and educational, and, like, the pizza that the pro chef made was, like, so advanced. Like, he used, like, different brands of cheese. He has, like, a whole, like, fucking biology, like, evil scientist lab where he, like, concocts, like, from, like, some sort of culture starter, like, bacteria or something that produces the dough, or, like, the yeast or something that makes it exactly.
Sure.
Like, and actually the mom did it too, the middle level one as well. I don't know, it was pretty cool. But, like, man, there's a whole world of pizza out there. I want to get in that fancy.
There's a
pizza
series
world
of
too.
Videos on a channel called Epicurious that I kind of like, and it's where they have a like an expert in a certain food, and then they will bring, like, they'll have a series of, like, sort of comparisons where, like, they'll bring in, like, two samples of this different food, or of, like, something related to it, right? Like ice cream, right? They had an ice cream expert, and they had, like, 2 vanilla ice creams, and they have the expert, like, they'll take it and, like, they'll look at it and they'll describe what they see, and they'll smell it and stuff, and they'll describe that, and they'll taste it, and they'll describe, like, all the differences they notice between them, and then they'll estimate, like, which they think is, like, the more expensive, and then they'll do a reveal. And it's just really interesting to hear, like, you know, they'll talk about, like, the processes involved in its production, and, like, what is considered, like, higher quality versus lower quality in each of these things, and like, what gives a better flavor or texture or whatever. And I like those. They're pretty neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
They have, like, a pickle guy, a coffee guy, a tea guy. They've got a bunch.
I appreciate those. By the way, total left turn. But for some reason, speaking about these things, is we're thinking about existentialism and nihilism and YouTube. Does anyone ever watch that one guy that Digi talks about? He's like the existentialist YouTuber who talks about, like, how life is meaningless and pointless. And I think he has a turtle avatar. You know who I'm talking about? Is ringing a bell for anybody?
You mean Looney Turtle?
Yes,
that's
the
a
one.
blast from the past.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Never mind.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Is he the guy who Digi's been tweeting a lot?
You know, I have Digi muted, so I couldn't tell you. But probably. I know Digi's a fan, and I'd watch it.
Epic.
Whatever. Anyway, that's the end of my pizza tirade. We can jump ship immediately.
For my birthday a few months ago, I asked for, like, to go to a Harry Potter making of studio tour thing. And they didn't have tickets until today, and I just went.
And, you went today?
Yeah, it's been a few months, because that was just when the tickets were available.
All right.
But Warner Brothers Studio Tour London with Harry Potter and stuff, really cool. Expensive, but, you know, it's just one of those fun things to do. I saw Dobby, I saw Hagrid, I saw the Forbidden Forest, and Aragog came from the treetops, and he was a big spider on strings,
Nice.
and I went, ah! I went,
Is this like a theme park dark ride?
it's like a tour, it's
Dark
like a,
Rye.
I mean, it's their actual studio where they film things, so like you can walk through the Great Hall,
So
where they
these are
have
the
all
real
the things.
sets and stuff.
Yeah, the real sets are dolled up for tourists and all that. Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff. They had this funny green screen thing where you sit on a broom and they film you as you're like flying around, and you say, "Oh," they blow wind in your hair, and and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm being chased or whatever. I'm on a broomstick."
You should have asked them to please do that and give you the raw green screen footage so that people can like meme you onto things.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they
probably
would have
wouldn't
even.
do it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they would have even known how, because the people there just push a button and then it's
Yeah.
done, and I have to go pick it up somewhere. But I have the footage.
Ooh, can we see it?
Yeah, maybe we can see it. Maybe you can. I mean, it's sort of like a silly, stupid thing.
That's why it's
No
funny.
kidding.
But yeah, it was fun. I had butterbeer, which is like,
Yes.
it tastes like root beer, but it has like clotted cream on the top, which is really nice.
Ew.
That sounds good.
It's somehow good.
At BronyCon in that candy. Remember that candy store? That
Yeah.
like
So,
I
yeah,
bought.
yeah.
I bought the. Oh, I should tell this story about me buying the one pineapple gummy.
Okay, go.
Oh yeah.
Well, whatever. Like in the line,
that the
in the
whole
line
story?
in the line. That's the whole story. In the line for the counter, they had butterbeer, and I was like, ooh, butterbeer. Oh, We went into this candy store. We're all in this candy store, and I'm looking at because I love candy stores and I love gummies. Gummies are like my favorite food in the world, but obviously it's not keto, so I wasn't gonna get it. But I saw these like big like 3D. Like they weren't just like flat shapes of a pineapple. They were like 3D pineapple shapes, and they smelled incredible. And I was like, okay, I can eat one of these, right? And I'm like, I'm looking around, and I'm like, could I just, like you go to a grocery store, you can just like eat a grape or something off a grape bunch, and no one, right? That episode of The Simpsons where Marge eats the grape,
Yep,
and that's fine, that's ethical. And I was like, could I just do that? Like, do I have to go through the rigmarole of buying this one pineapple gummy? I was like, nah, I'll do it. I guess I'll do
okay.
it. So I use the tongs and I get my one little pineapple gummy. You know, because you get the bag and you're supposed to put your candy in the bag and they weigh it at the end.
Right.
You buy it based on weight. So I put the one pineapple gummy in the bag, and I go up to the counter and I'm like, one, please, ma'am, please, charge me.
Sir, my keto diet can tolerate just one little gummy.
Can
I
tolerate
swear.
only one. And I don't know. The lady behind the counter was just like, yeah, you don't have to pay for that. You can just have. You can just
it
have
worked
that.
out. How nice.
You can just,
How nice.
and she said you could just ask someone who's like working the floor if you want a sample, and like they'll give you one. Like they'll just let you have one. I was like, okay, cool. And then
that's nice.
and then one of the guys who was hanging out with us, like I told them that happened, and they were like, oh, so we can just have samples. And I was like,
oh no.
Well, and I was like, well, I think you're supposed to ask for. But he had already like grabbed like a big chunk of chocolate like out of one of the things, and was like already eating it. I was like, fuck. But anyway, that pineapple, pretty good.
Well, that's great. I also love gummies with a passion. I suspect it's genetic.
It's definitely genetic.
With his ape-like foot, and grabbed a footful of delicious candy gummies.
He grabbed an entire fruit by the foot.
Wait, an ape-like foot? An ape-like foot is a hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like the Beast from X-Men First Class.
He found like a roller of fruit by the foot that actually can go beyond a foot, and you just keep pulling. He already like Looney Tunes style. I'd put his mouth on it, went.
He's just pulling. He's pulling it out like handkerchiefs, like a clown pulling handkerchiefs out of their nose or whatever.
Indeed. Wait, it was like that. It was like that one shot in. I can't remember what medium this is from, but I think it was Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, who's just staying there and is like, "Yep, no need for a scarecrow this season. The crows descend. Everything is consumed, and they all rise up, and it's all
the
banned."
entire
exactly
landscape is just blanketed in crows, and then like moments later they fly away, and the whole thing is just reduced to a barren hellscape.
Ben, you're the expert on poo. Do you remember why that happened to Rabbit?
Because it's funny.
Yeah, but like, did he get rid of a scarecrow, or what was the logic of the scene?
Oh God, it's the. Oh fuck! What was it? The one with the I remember I watched this when I was doing the poo reviews. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was the episode where he's got the balloon that he turns into a scarecrow. It's shit. No, I don't remember what fuck. Sorry.
Maybe
I
our
failed.
wonderful viewers can tell us in the comments below. I want to find out.
It's someone takes. I think it's probably Tigger. Tigger probably just fucks something up, like knocks his scarecrow over, takes his scarecrow away or something, and then just immediately just obliterated.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
not even just his garden, but like the entire earth is destroyed.
I have such sympathy for Rabbit. Everyone in that show is insane except for him.
Rabbit's an asshole.
Yeah, I'm so sympathetic to like the asshole character surrounded by people who, like, as you grow up, you realize they were the normal one all along.
Yeah, it's like, can you blame him for being an asshole surrounded by these madmen all 24/7? Yeah.
I used to, when I was in high school, I was a big, like, Metallica fan, and, like, I hated Lars Ulrich because I, like, bought into the meme, the drummer, because he, like, sued Napster and everything, and, like, he came off like a spoiled rock star or whatever, and, like, a nerdy guy. You know, the meme was that he was, like, the sucky one in the band, and I had a shirt in high school made that was, like, Jesse says the only good Lars Ulrich is a dead Lars Ulrich, and there was like a picture of a pirate on it, like to symbolize me.
That's so specific.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So,
yeah, that is very specific.
But just recently, like
conveniently, you went to school with a guy named Lars Ulrich, unrelated, yeah. no connection.
Lars Ulrich, the third Ulrich brother, state alchemist.
Lars Ulrich of Melna Bidet. So just like last week, I rewatched for the first time in like 15 years the Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster, where they're like, it was filmed in like 2002, and they were trying to record the Saint Anger album, and they were like totally falling apart as a band. Like James was in like rehab for a year. Their bassist had left, so they were trying to find a new bassist on top of it. They were all like not getting along. They had like 20 years of pent up like brother hatred for each other. Yeah. And so, like, I watched that for the first time in, like, since it came out the other week. And I'm watching it, and I realized Lars is the only normal fucking person in this band. And he's the hero of this movie. And, like, I didn't see that as a kid. But now, like, being a little older, I can see that, like, he's the only one in that movie who, like, wants to do their job and wants to put together an album. And the rest of them are just fucking off with their therapists and like, I can only record the album until 4 p.m. every day, and then I gotta go home to my family, guys. And, you know, if you guys are working on the album when I'm not here, I'll feel like decisions are being made without me. And like, Lars is just sitting there the whole time, just, like, chewing his food loudly, like, I thought we were a fucking rock band, you know? This is fucking bullshit. I just want to rock, you know? You guys are fucking talking all this psychobabble bullshit, and it's driving me fucking crazy, man. And there's, like, one point where he just, like, yells in James's face, and he's, like, the smallest, like, weakest guy, and yet he's, like, the only swinging dick in the fucking band left. And he's my hero. He's a fucking... and, like, there's, like, one part where they're, like, talking about Jason, It's like the best documentary ever. It's fucking hilarious. It's like real life Spinal Tap, but better than Spinal Tap. Like, more ridiculous and asinine than they could even make up.
Oh my
like,
god!
There's one part.
This just in: Lars Ulrich has been murdered. The murderer's final statement was, "I did it for Jesse's shirt." He was right.
No!
The only dead Ulrich was a Lars Ulrich. Sorry, guys.
I will rue that shirt until my dying day. There's like in one part where like they're talking about Jason, the bassist who left, and like, well, you know, they're all talking like, well, I think like it would hurt Jason's feelings if we did this or if we made this decision, and like Lars is just listening to this, just like stewing, and they're like talking about Jason, like, well, what's Jason gonna feel like? And like finally Lars just like snaps and he goes, he fucking left the band. And it's like, and so like, I want that to be my new catchphrase. Whenever someone whenever I get stressed out again, without context, I'm just gonna yell in someone's face, he fucking left the band!
I mean, it's fucking so pathetic. This is like sandbox shit. This is like when I see my kid argue with his friend over who gets to fucking play with a lightsaber. Seriously. This is the fucking sandbox.
Well, he's wounded.
Huh?
He's wounded. Yeah, but you know, it's up to him to mend himself, and we're giving him every opportunity.
He fucking left the band! He fucking left the band. Which part of that is... Hello? Do you know what I mean? He fucking left the band. I mean, period. Exclamation point. Yeah. Which part of that is forgotten? I just... Which part of that got left out of the equation?
You're right.
The fuck did we turn into the bad guys? I don't understand that part. He fucking left the fucking band. Jesus Christ.
It's beautiful. There's like, and there's this one clip on YouTube. Everyone can look this up. Look up like Lars gets his toe crushed.
Okay.
It's like it's a scene in the movie where they're just like producing the album or whatever, and Bob Rock in his chair just like goes over, because like Lars does not wear shoes throughout the entire movie. He's always just this like slovenly barefoot guy stuffing his face with food. And so like at one point Bob Rock like spins his wheelie chair like over his toe, and like the comedic timing from every single person in this 17-second clip, it's like you could not have scripted it more hilarious. It's just
I found
like,
it.
Yeah. Just
There it is. Take a look.
put it up there.
I think we got it. Here, let me tell you something that we got to fix drum-wise.
Ow! Don't fucking ever do that again, ever.
Would you put some fucking
Don't
shoes on?
tell me what to do. You shouldn't put your foot under his wheel.
Okay, now can I show you the flaw in the drumming?
Don't fucking ever do that again. Poor bastard.
And then fucking Kirk's like, no, you don't put your fucking toe under his chair.
You know, it's funny how we're all just children. We're all just children who are mad that our toe got stepped on, and we need to cry about it to the people around us, and there's no getting out of that. We'll be that forever. Humanity needs to transcend, become pure energy to get away from this
I
shit.
just love like how...
But I like this shit.
Well, fair enough then.
This fucking clip is like almost... It's so... Like every single line like builds to a punchline. It's like the most weird thing to ever be caught on, because like the first line is Bob Rock like saying like, oh, I want to show you what's wrong with your drumming here, and then he's like, oh, don't fucking ever do that again, don't fucking put your toe under his chair, fucking. And then like the last fucking word of it is like, okay, can I tell you what's wrong with the drumming now? It's like it's like a fucking Spinal Tap clip or something. I've watched it millions of times and it never stops being the best thing I've ever seen. Lars Ulrich, you are my hero, and I'm sorry I ever doubted you. You're the coolest guy ever.
How nice. How nice. Reminds me a little bit of Paul McCartney. Now, I know nothing about the Beatles, their dynamic, but as I understand it, Paul McCartney was the most quote-unquote normal one, and also like the slave driver.
Yeah, he was a slave, not a slave driver, but like he was...
A slave master.
He was very focused on like the work.
Based Paul. You can thank him for your fucking albums, everyone. Now bow! Get on your knees and beg for forgiveness! Remember that one, everybody?
I remember that.
Yeah, all right, good.
Classic.
I remember when Paul said that.
Yeah. You know, I would really, really, really like to meet Paul McCartney before he dies, but I don't think I'm going to get the chance. And this fills me with a little bit of sadness every day. He's one of my heroes in this world. I don't give a fuck that he's some corporate shill asshole now. He is my fucking administrative,
Wait, is he a corporate shill? What's this?
Well, okay. I frankly I don't know anything about him personally, other than he was the like slave driver of the Beatles. But that's enough. I want to meet the man who whipped these fucking asshole crazy people into shape and made them produce art for the world to enjoy. Because without the managers of the world, the lowly Arby's employees wouldn't be serving anybody those sandwiches. And then where would we be? He is my favorite manager in history. I know he wasn't literally the manager, but you know what I'm saying. I take some comfort from his existence, and I would really like to shake his hand one day. He's getting fucking old, so I don't know what my window is like to.
Well, you gotta go to a Paul McCartney gig, and then you gotta jump onto the stage.
That's exactly true. I should do some. Oh, yeah, that's true. I should do some amount of research into how I can meet the guy. But then on the other hand, I think to myself, like, how much effort do I really want to put into this? These are my conflicting emotions.
I mean, yeah, if it's like a casual chance to meet your hero, then it's like, oh, it's just suddenly a decision I can make. But it's like, no, I wouldn't really go out of my way to try and figure out how to become like I don't know, to meet and become best friends with someone that I like.
I just want to look at his body. I want to gaze at him up and down, and I want to say to him, hey lad, remember when you got Ringo?
Why would you talk to him in
John
that
accent? Because that's the only language he understands, Gib. I've done my research. I'm aware of how to speak to the man. Oh, me and the lads in Liverpool, we recorded music, and then we played it, and that's about it.
Tell me more, Nate. I didn't know you were there at the time.
I was there, and I am him. I feel like I'm the reincarnation of Paul McCartney. I'm just gonna say
that reminds me of
Yeah.
I saw a Wang video the other day about the fake oh god, hold on, who's the drummer from
Ringo
Dream
Starr.
Theater? Drummer from Dream. Mike Portnoy. There was for like a period of several months, there was a fake Mike Portnoy going around sleeping with other men and then robbing them in the under the stealing their wallets and shit under the pretense that he was Mike Portnoy. And he even weaseled his way into industry events with other actual rock stars because he had a really he looked like Mike Portnoy and he had a really convincing he had an incredibly thorough knowledge of the band's entire history and touring schedule, and he really duped him. But then rock stars would be like, I knew something was off because I was hanging out, I was at this party, all these other rock, everyone was telling me, oh yeah, Mike Portnoy's here. Other famous people were like, yeah, Mike Portnoy, here he is. This is Mike Portnoy. I was like, oh, Mike Portnoy, great to meet you. Yeah, you look just like him. But then he started drumming and he just sucked. It's what's going on here?
Sometimes I feel like if I tried, I could maybe meet Jimmy Page or something, or Robert Plant. Because specifically my dad, on his side of the family, there's a guy, Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff was a roadie tour guy with Led Zeppelin, and he knows them personally.
Right.
And I was young when my dad explained this to him, I was getting into Led Zeppelin stuff, and my dad said, "Hey, your Uncle Jeff, he toured with Led Zeppelin. He was the road guy," and I was too stupid to really understand what that meant, so I never really got close to him. Yeah. But if I tried, I could probably I don't know. I could say at least that I'd been in a location where a guy who knows a guy was cool.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the other side of this. It's one of my heroes, Nobuo Uematsu, music composer who made all the Final Fantasy music for a million years.
No, it's Uncle Phil. Excuse me, Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. Okay, like in Fresh Prince.
I gotta look up his name.
There was, I didn't meet Nobuo Uematsu. I did meet Hironobu Sakaguchi. No, sorry, not Sakaguchi. Yoshitaka Amano, the artist who did all the logos in the early Final Fantasy art. I shook his hand with his right hand, his drawing hand, and I felt his power flow into me. That was at a New York anime convention years and years ago when I was in college. I looked at Nobuo Uematsu because I went to a Distant Worlds Final Fantasy music concert again in college, and it was fucking sick. But you could have paid extra money to go backstage and do a meet and greet with Nobu and the band or the conductor or whatever. So that's yeah, you can do it if you just are willing to throw money at it. Which I have some money. I guess I could do that. And then I would really want to meet Sakaguchi one day as well. And he's a younger man, so I feel that's pretty doable. Plus, he's out there doing his Mistwalker Studio stuff. He's at events. When I was at Comic-Con, there actually was an event. Sorry, not Comic-Con. Anime Expo, when I went with Digi. There was another thing. If you just waited in line long enough, you got to meet Hironobu Sakaguchi. But I was just fuck that. I'm in the building with him. That counts. So that's the one I haven't locked eyes on yet. But that's the trifecta of Final Fantasy big dicks. I guess Nomura meeting him would be kind of cool. He's made some cool games.
I always feel when I imagine meeting, I have thought of oh, what if I could meet Jimmy Page? But then it's who am I to him? I'm just some kid.
Yes.
What am I gonna do? The only way meeting Jimmy Page would be cool is if I could, jam with him or musically impress him in some way, or just be really cool.
What you did with Lauren Faust. You giving your card to Lauren Faust, like with your artwork on it for your comic, that was like, that's like you being like, hey, I'm not just an asshole, I want to suck your dick, Lauren, like everybody else here. That's you being,
on the one hand, it's like, it's a power move, but on the other hand, she was there for a very long time, and I was the one guy who didn't pay her anything. So, like...
Well, I don't think she's upset
she'll probably be a bit like, oh yeah, you didn't pay. Like, fuck you, like, die. And she rips it in front of me, like, rips it in half, throws it in my face.
I mean, Lauren Faust is the person... Lauren Faust is the person who reached out to the main 6 guys who were making Them's Fighting Hooves and, like, offered to do of her own volition character designs because Hasbro wasn't going to make them.
Them's Fighting Herds.
It got changed to Them's Fighting Herds.
No, before it was Fighting Is Magic.
No.
Yeah, it was Fighting Is Magic, and then got changed to Them's Fighting.
It was
Herds.
never Fighting Hooves because that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, you're right. I said the wrong. You're right. I said the wrong thing. My bad. Yes, Fighting Is Magic became Them's Fighting Herds. Right. So she's like, even though she made like pony shit and is a big dick and all that, and helped make Foster's Imaginary Friends and a bunch of other stuff. Like she still has that, like, I don't know, came from Tumblr charm, like Rebecca Sugar, or like she has humble beginnings, like many of us, and can appreciate, I think, people trying to make their bones in the industry in whatever capacity, which is, of course, changing all the time. It's online now more than like TV shows and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. But by the way, I was going to say, I said before quickly that I think I'm the reincarnation of Paul McCartney, which I do. But also, you may notice Paul McCartney is not dead. But the thing about that is there's a new video this very day, September 1st, from Kurzgesagt, which was like an animation of a story by some nibba whose name I forget. But it was called The Egg, and it was basically about how it was like a story where a guy dies and he goes to meet God, and he has a chat with God about, this is the afterlife. You're gonna get reincarnated. That's what happens. And the guy's like, I guess that means like Hinduism or like Buddhism's right. And he's like, nah, it's all basically right. Whatever, man. And he gets reincarnated as like a Chinese girl in like 500 AD. And he's like, whoa, you send me back in time? He's like, well, yeah, because actually what happens is you're every person who ever existed on planet Earth, and you're going to get reincarnated as every single person who has ever lived and will ever live on Earth. And once you're done, you will evolve to a god like me, because actually there's other gods too on this like higher plane. All of Earth, this entire universe, exists as an egg for you to have these experiences to transcend and become like a god like me or something. And I was wondering, what the fuck is the point of this story? I don't understand what he's getting at or anything about this, because reincarnation isn't real. Or maybe I'm just misinformed.
I mean,
no
the story is
about
about something. Like, every story has metaphorical, like, connotations in the person who's writing it.
I mean, it's called The Egg,
like,
right?
Just a cool, uplifting thing.
Yeah, like, what if the end of the universe would be nice, and we all turn into one guy, we all returns to nothing.
What if we're all one, and the universe is us, man?
This reminds me...
I guess that... I think it's an aspirational tale that maybe our existence has some greater purpose that we don't understand. That's probably true.
This reminds me of one of my favorite albums when I was in high school, Metropolis Part 2 by a Dream Theater, where Mike Portnoy is from. And it really annoys me thinking about it, because it kind of seems like cool and inspirational and uplifting, and it's a story about it's a rock opera, I guess you could call it, about a guy like he travels like through the mind through his own like memories. He like discovers memories of a past life, and he goes back and he like solves the murder. He like basically he just remembers who killed him when he was like in a past life, and solve the murder. And it's good, I guess, but it has this tone of like, he has like this big revelation. He's like, oh my God, turns out, yes, everything's gonna be okay, because we don't disappear when we die. We're all reincarnated. Like we will all live again, right? Like eternity is real. And it's like, oh, that's great. But it's like, wait a minute. You just made this story up. What am I, this is all fictional evidence of this truth. Yeah. If I'm supposed to be uplifted by this revelation, what am I then to do with the fact that, all the supposed evidence for this revelation is just a fictional story that you wrote? This does not uplift me, actually. This is just like, sure would be nice if that were the case. Shrug.
Okay, there's some things that perhaps was intended that we can take away from it. Like, I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't believe in the soul. I don't believe in any of that. We're sacks of meat. But actually, I find that Metal Gear Solid 2 a source of deep inspiration for myself. Because while, like, I want to have kids, pass along my genetic legacy, okay, that's cool. But, like, also, perhaps significantly more importantly, it's the memes, Jack. It's the memes.
Pass on those memes, bro.
And it's like passing along the ideas of ourselves to future generations. In that sort of way, we can continue our legacy. So while reincarnation, literally not real, as far as I know, like there is a semblance of immortality if we...
When Solid Snake was talking about passing on memes, he was specifically talking about rare Pepes.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just this character having he's after we're gone, the spirit carries on. Like, this character has this revelation. He's like, yes, everything's fine because now I know that reincarnation is real, but I don't know that. I'm just depressed.
You know me.
I wish I had this revelation.
I like to take the charitable interpretation of things. I'm gonna assume he meant the memes, Jack. That's because that's the only thing that makes sense.
You know, I hate this idea that, like, reincarnation is in any way an uplifting philosophy, because it's fucking horrifying.
No,
well, I mean, in Buddhism,
it would be epic.
In Buddhism, the idea is that you get closer to nirvana.
You ever think about how, like,
every
idea of the afterlife that people can come up with to try and make it seem less scary is actually way more scary if you give it even a moment's thought? Like, oh, okay, life goes forever because I'm going to be reincarnated as everyone. Oh, sure, we're all the universe experiencing itself, and we're all just one soul being reincarnated. That's great. That's fine and dandy. So I'm going to wake up and lose all my memories of being me, and I'm going to have to be some other fucking jack-off, and probably get tortured to death in a fucking brazen bull in fucking Rome and you know, the 5th century. That's great. That's a real great fucking afterlife to look forward to, is being every fucking tortured, miserable ape who ever fucking lived on this horrible planet for all time. Wow, I'm so glad I have the faith in reincarnation to make me feel so much better about death, knowing that I get to suffer for eternity as other assholes who aren't even me. Great.
I just came up with a new...
I mean, if you think life is just suffering, then why don't you just kill yourself?
Yeah, well...
I mean, life would be suffering if I were anyone but me.
Okay.
Guys, I don't know if this has been done before, but I just came up with a new My Little Pony Frederick's Magic OC, the Brazen Bull. He's got, you know, he's brazen, he's you know,
he's just Iron Will,
but like,
recolored
and given like sick Pikachu ears and turned yellow, and he's, you know, basically the greatest character ever conceived.
I just thought of like the most depressing idea of what happens when you die. Is that you don't actually stop existing. You just do your entire life in reverse until you're a baby, and then you do your life forwards again, and then it just keeps going back and forth.
That's what Carl Pilkington said. He said they need to invent it where, when you die, you actually just age in reverse and become a baby.
Is he wrong? You might not like it, but he's spitting facts, man. These are straight facts.
They really do need to get on that.
Here's another, like, pansy-ass excuse for an afterlife that I think is lame. It's when people are like, oh man, we've got to work on, like, uploading our consciousness to computers and stuff so that we can live forever. And it's like, you fucking idiots. That's not living forever. It's not your consciousness. It's a copy. I don't want some fucking copy of me living on without the real me. That would piss me off even more. I would come back from the grave to kill my copy.
For our, yeah, right?
I'm with you. I'm with you
on
that.
There's no immortality for us unless we perfect our bodies in some magical way that we won't.
Yeah.
Play the game Soma, our gamers.
There's always the argument that, like, isn't your brain, like, copying itself because the cells die and then get remade every decade or so? But it's like...
It's an illusion of continuity.
Yeah. Even if the computer... Like, what if the computers are so perfect that they can perfectly replicate your brain? Isn't it you? And it's like... Yeah, but then it's like that's sort of like a cuck thing. Like, I'm dying, and then like my brother is gonna take all of my memories, all of my relationships, and he's gonna have all of the good stuff, and he's gonna live forever, and I'm gonna die. No thanks. And then I smash the computer.
He's gonna come to life and fuck my wife. Thank God.
You know, I have that existentially horrifying thought every night, just before I fall asleep, of like, what if every night we just die, and then a new me with my memories wakes up in the morning?
A new version wakes up the next day.
I would never know. I would just fucking die forever, and
that is in fact what I think is happening already, and I've just accepted that. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with the
everyone just has like a 24-hour lifespan over and over and over again.
I mean, honestly, I think we have like a quote unquote lifespan of an infinitesimally small slice of time, and then that next infinitesimally small slice of time, you are in fact literally a new person.
I mean,
and this just continues.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you take the idea that your brain is copying itself to its logical conclusion, like your brain is you're continually in flux, and like you at any instant is not identical to any instant of you at any other time.
I guess thank God I believe in the immortal soul. Not for everyone else, just for me. I'm the only one who has one. That's how I get through life.
That idea of like dying when you go to bed has never resonated with me on oh yeah, dude, I feel the same way, because I've never understood. Like, if you believe that, then, yeah, the logical extreme or logical follow-through is that you're a different person every time you blink. Like, you die and then you're a different guy. Like, it's so, like, unimportant to anything that you can completely forget about it. The only reason...
It'll freak me out, but then I'll have, like, a more pressing fear come up. Like,
yeah, there's more pressing fears. Like, there's a bee. There's a fucking bee. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Like, what if a spider touches me while I'm asleep and I don't know because I'm sleeping? God, no!
What if a spider touches me and I become Spider-Man?
These questions are exactly why I made the video where I took the little section of Casey Neistat's video where he just says, he gets a question, what's the meaning of life? And he just says,
fuck you.
Existentialism is a dangerous thing. Like, stop thinking about it and get back to work.
Yeah.
Because where are we going with this? Are you like doing deep? If you're like a researcher and you're like, but that's implied in the work. If you're actually making meaningful strides on the question, then great, keep doing so. But if you're just some asshole who can't get to sleep, like, why worry about it, bro?
That's a creepy, weird utilitarian answer.
No, I think it's perfectly logical.
Casey Neistat creeps me out. He's got a weird face. He looks like a rat man.
Yeah, he is the rat man. But I feel like I've listened to this talk multiple times. It's a John Cleese talk where he talks about what was it? The
creativity.
Yeah, he talks about creativity. I can't remember the terms.
Dude, I watched that again like last week to like get myself to like fucking sort myself out and get myself working on Vapors again, which I did, and I have scripts written now.
And it talks about like the having the playful mode and then the serious mode. You need both. You can't always be utilitarian, because then you'll never think of anything interesting or like come to good solutions to problems. And you'll just live your life doing the same thing every day.
Sure.
And you can't be thinking, like, pondering and being creative all the time, because then you'll get into existential dread, and then you'll come up with ideas and just wallow in your fucking big meme thoughts that you're having. So you've got to cordon them off so that they're separate and figure out how to get into one and then get out of it and then get into the other one.
Makes sense.
And it's very important to have both.
You know what Casey Neistat looks like? He looks like a wet koala.
He does swim quite a lot.
Like
he's always jumping in pools.
That's true.
Like, even when he's not wet, I mean, like, the shape of his face is like a wet face.
He does look like a goblin. He's definitely some sort of ghoul or ghast from, the grave.
From the grave.
I just want to shame Casey Neistat now. I just want to be a shit commenter. You know what? I've really I need to apologize to everyone ever, because I've discovered the joys of being a shit commenter, and it's completely turned my life around. Because I don't know how it happened. I think I got subscribed to some channel by accident, some like fucking like Screen Rant or something. Just like these inane theories about movies that are like clearly not the intention. It's just fucking filling the air with vapid noise to fucking get their click quotas. It's all stuff like fucking like, what if Rick is secretly Morty? What if Luke is a ghost the whole time in the movie and not just at the end?
That would mean he's his own grandpa, like that song.
Also, like Futurama.
Fucking like what if Rick and Morty, Star Wars, Stranger Things, Squarespace, NordVPN, guys,
Why is there a stop sign in the Aladdin Sega Genesis game?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And like
time paradox.
And every time that one of these comes up in my feed, I click on it and I watch like the first 2 seconds of it, and I just have this overwhelming, like, this cathartic need to just type like, you make me want to kill myself with these fucking, just the titles of these videos alone make me want to fucking die. Stop it, kill yourself, stop, die. Like, I get it now. Like, I totally get it. I've just become a shit commenter and I'm embracing it.
I mean, I definitely understand that as well. Like, it's not even that you want them to understand. You just want to say shit bad because you want them to see that someone didn't like it.
Yeah, like, I know I subscribed to it, so I guess you could say it's my fault, but, like, even if I wasn't subscribed to it, it would still exist, and so it would still be a problem.
Yeah, that's a
problem.
So
I feel like I have to be I have to be the watcher on the wall to see these fucking videos come up, so I can just see them and know that they exist, and that this is the bad that exists in the world. I have to always be aware that the world is a bad place, because what if Rick and Morty, Stranger Things 11, Star Wars, what if they were all the same guy? NordVPN, guys!
But, unfortunately, the commenters are mostly like, I disagree for some very specific lore reason, not, what you're doing here is damaging the human race and the human experience.
Those comments, the comments that try to be constructive on those types of completely terrible videos, like, they'll never learn that they're doing this because it
yeah, they're not made to be good. Stop trying to be constructive. They don't care.
I would love if there was like a guy, like literally a watcher on the wall, who just goes on every bad video and types video bad if it's bad, and then he like becomes like everyone.
Ooh, like that one guy Justin Y or whatever who's on every
comment someone
section.
Like that who becomes infamous for like making it like labeling the videos as bad, and then people just suddenly, you get a million upvotes.
We should make an account.
Eventually, there would be a million. Eventually, there will be a million accounts of that. It'll be like a movement of all of our watchers on the wall. Protecting the internet.
Let's make a fucking account on the PCB called Commenter on the Wall with like a certain icon, and make that icon like a link to that picture in the description of that channel or whatever, so everyone can go download it and make a channel exactly the same way, and we can all be the commenter on the wall. Except once you make it everybody.
The PCP is now officially pro bad comments.
Finally. Thank God Digi isn't here to fight back.
This is the arc of the whole show.
We've done it. We've done a heel turn.
Full circle.
Or is this full circle?
Well, we went from the heel to the hero.
Or like a double babyface turn. Yeah.
We're a bad baby right now.
We're a bad dragon.
God, fucking Screen Rant. You know why I think I subscribed to this? Because I think it's the channel. Mm-hmm. There's this one guy on this channel, or some channel like it, that does like these like movie pitch meeting videos that are like sort of popular. There's like 500 of them. They're all the exact same video, but they're kind of funny.
Okay.
It's like this, like they all start the same. It's like a guy pitching a movie to like another guy played by himself. Mm-hmm. They start the same, they end the same, but there's like little jokes and like observations about the movie. They're kind of like little like reviews, but like done in a unique way.
You got a link to any of them?
Yeah, I mean, just type in pitch meeting and you'll find 1,000 of them.
Okay.
So like I got into that guy. And it was, I watched like a bunch of them, and they're really funny, and they're really cool. I like the guy. But like I started to notice like an insidious thing creeping into the videos, which is like catchphrase creep. That's my new fucking term for a thing that I hate. Because like...
Nah, nice catchphrase.
Like it started off, it like the beginnings are the same and the ends are the same, but everything in the middle was unique. But over time, he would say things that commenters would say, I like the way you said that. So he'd like keep saying it. So like he keeps gaining more and more catchphrases every couple of months.
Okay.
So like, and one of them he must have said like, hey, this will be super easy, barely an inconvenience. So then that became a catchphrase, so he works that joke into every video. And then in one, he has the other guy go, like, oh, thing is tight. This is tight. And then that became a catchphrase. And now that's
what they tell you to do in, like, the YouTube, like, guideline.
Oh, I'm
like,
sure
in, like,
it is.
The
It's
YouTuber
some, like,
Academy
soulless...
or whatever. It's like create little in-jokes with your audience or whatever.
Yeah, so then that's two. And then recently he started going, oh, I need you to get all the way off my back about this. And then that became a catchphrase. So now, like, it's just, like, it's at a point now where he's at, like, critical mass, where every fucking line in the videos is a catchphrase. They've become completely
interchangeable. He's about to collapse
interchangeable.
into a catchphrase black hole.
Yeah, he's slowly, He's draining himself of all of his creativity and all of his like observational humor. It's all just being replaced slowly by catchphrases, and now the entire video is just, oh, that thing is tight. I need to get all the way off my back about this. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And everyone in the comments just types the thing he said again. Like, oh, he said that thing again. And, like, the videos are just like ruined now. It's just like the insidious cancer of catchphrases creeping into everything even remotely interesting or unique and ruining it.
I can see that.
YouTube. Fucking YouTube, man. I can't take it anymore.
These thumbnails alone, I'm noticing a pattern of they just take a picture and make the eyes really big and also the mouth sometimes. That's just wonderful. I'm loving that.
That's like gaming the algorithm taken to its logical extreme.
You got the title, Season 8.
You make the face as big as possible.
Big eyes, because big eyes are endearing or whatever.
Yeah. And eventually they will all just be the exact same script. He won't even be talking, he just like changing the name of the movie and the exact same video. It's already getting to that.
All the way off my back.
Yeah.
I want to see YouTube thumbnails go to the point where it's like, it's just a big face, but photoshopped to be grotesque, and then with a color in the background, and then a 1, and then for the YouTube that's the first video.
Yeah.
Then it's the exact same face, but with a 2 in a different color, and then they just do that forever.
That sounds great.
It sounds like right now. It sounds like the present.
I have ideas to just fuck with people and do totally off the wall fucking to just make a real video, like a long an actual sincere think piece on something, and have it be a real video, but just make the thumbnail literally a picture of a guy's thumbnail and not explain it at all.
There's got to be,
that would probably just get you views, and then people would stick around because it was a good video.
Probably.
God, yeah. I hate that would probably work. Fuck.
Or just name it fucking YouTube video. And just it's a real video about a real thing, but you wouldn't know it because it just says YouTube video and it's a picture of a guy's thumb. And then you click on it and it's a fucking a 5-hour Final Fantasy VII
Is it a thumbs up reminding me to subscribe and click up?
No, just a guy. Maybe he's got a hangnail hanging off his thumb, so you really get that this is a fucking thumbnail. Buddy.
I guarantee. Because I'm doing it right now. I'm speculating about the deeper meaning of this thumbnail, even though the whole concept is that it has no deeper meaning. But I would.
You know what? They might as well just be honest and have every single thumbnail for every single video from now on be a picture of the logo for Squarespace or NordVPN or Harry's Razors or some fucking stupid shit like that they have to I've seen videos where they say it 3 times in one video, at the beginning, the middle, and the end, and the same one too. Oh, I'm so sick of it. These fucking...
I don't blame them for this, but I do hate it. And, look at this next one. Just look at the thumbnail. I'm not looking at this video, but it's, I don't know, Captain Midnight's Game of Thrones Season 8 is a train wreck. It's just big Tyrion, solid color, big words. I don't have any better ideas for a thumbnail, but does this not just strike something deep inside?
It's just homogenized. They all are going to look like that eventually.
Okay. So my the Sonichu lecture has been getting more views than usual lately.
Sure.
And I was considering if maybe, all right, so the thumbnail is it's my face, Sonichu, and my logo.
Right.
And I was wondering if maybe it would be more clickable. Maybe it would be better if I changed it. It's having my logo there doesn't really add to clickability. It's just there because there was space. What if I just put a big bold text that said Sonichu 101 or something on it? I feel that might be more
that would
inviting.
Definitely be a good idea, I think, to get more people clicking. It seems
I think generally it's better to have the thumbnail be more about the thing than about you. Because
nobody cares about
that's just sort of the problem, isn't it? If everyone's becoming homogenous, then you will retain no viewers. People will come and view it, but nobody will subscribe because everyone's all the same.
That's also true.
I wouldn't take my face off there. I would just maybe cover the logo because I don't know if the logo really accomplishes anything.
The logo doesn't.
And
really...
I feel text is.
The logo is a brand, and it's you. I don't know. Why would you get rid of it if you don't need to?
Yeah.
It's like the eternal curse of my stolen by everyone in the fucking world fuck updates video.
Right.
Which has been uploaded to Facebook pages, thousands of YouTube channels, usually with my name taken off, sometimes with the whole entire punchline cut out for some fucking reason. Always in like 240p, terrible fucking quality. When my fucking original version is still up there. And like on YouTube now, there's an option I found out where you can click and see like all the people who have been content matched to your video.
Really?
A big list.
Shit.
Yeah, and I clicked on that the other day, and just like it was just an endless wall of my video uploaded by like thousands of channels over and over again, and so many of them have like higher view counts than my original video.
Wow.
And the reason they have higher view counts is because the original video has a real name and a real thumbnail that no one fucking cares about. And all the fucking re-uploads and stolen versions are called like Man mad at Windows 10. Wow, Windows 10 updates really bad, frowny face. And it's just like, man, N-word video, mad, Obama, fuck you, Obama, in all caps, like totally ruining the joke.
Yeah.
Like sucking all the humor out of it.
Yeah.
Because these fucking people don't understand humor and don't understand the fucking comedy of the video. So they just want to suck it out completely with their inane fucking titles that ruin it. But those are the titles that people click on.
This is a fascinating concept.
No thumbnail, just the image from the video. That's what people are clicking on. Just inane fucking bullshit. And meanwhile, the original, my comedy, that only exists because of me, because I am funny, because I am a fucking improvisational goddamn comedy mastermind.
Yeah.
I'm getting. I should literally be a millionaire from that video alone, because it has been seen and clicked on billions of times. But it's all just everybody else's bullshit clickbait versions of it, and not the original. And I've made fucking nothing off of it.
Can't you in that list of things? Can you not like try to claim ad revenue from them or something?
Yeah, you can't. No, you can claim them and you can take it down. And like in the beginning, when I first saw people stealing it everywhere, I would do that. I would take it down. But they just fucking beat me down. They wore me down because it was too much to keep up with. You cannot keep taking them down. It's just an endless ocean of it. So I just gave up after a while. Like, fuck. Okay, you win, internet. It belongs to everyone, I guess. You've taken my art, and you've taken my comedy, and you've sucked all the fucking life out of it. You've sucked all the joy and fun out of it, and you can just have it now. Congratulations, you took something funny, and you fucking ruined it. Good job, people of Earth.
Let's not forget, I mean, this video is 1 minute and 48 seconds long. There's not that much to, like, clip out and, make it so... Like, if you had, like... I get why people take hour-long podcasts and cut, like, 5-minute sections. I mean, guys like Joe Rogan do this, but they have a channel where they upload their own highlights, which seems like the reason... We have one, too, on the PCB. Very rarely used. It seems reasonable. Like, I don't find it crazy for other people to upload, like I did with Casey Neistat. It took like a long video, took 5 seconds, and look, I'm pretty sure I did monetize it, but if he objected, whatever, man, that's on him. But I feel the context is different. This is a very short video, and I have no moral objection to anyone like demanding ownership of their property in this way. And I feel it too. My Galco video was uploaded to a million other places. I have not looked into this tool to see how many content IDs it'd be. I'd be very curious to do so. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of like places like the New York Times have like investigative journalism, and they actually send out reporters to like, really do news work. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying this is a fact. And then like all these outlets across the entire fucking world, they reference the article, they clip it, they capture some piece of it, and they say, and we're reporting.
Wait, what's
the
wrong?
New York Times reported this.
What's wrong with the New York Times?
Well, I have no feelings one way or another, but like it's just that they are doing the groundwork, and the people are profiting off their work. And I don't know, maybe there's some citing going on. I doubt.
I don't know why you had to clarify. I'm not. I'm saying they do real news, but I'm not defending.
Ben, the point is, who cares? Who cares? I don't care. The point is that people are profiting off other people's work, and is this just the natural progression of the internet? Feels kind of shitty when people can just take your stuff.
I mean,
and use
it makes
for
me
other
feel
things,
like
but...
if you can't beat them, join them. Like, I might as well make a bunch of dummy accounts and upload my own video with a bunch of stupid clickbait titles, and so I can reap all of that. Or, I might as well just, like, change the title to something more clickbaity anyway, since everyone else is gonna fucking reap the profits off my shit by doing that anyways. It's, you know, and they all fucking just ruin it because people are so fucking ignorant, and they just, like, this like, death of the author shit of everyone trying to, like, title it whatever they want and change the fucking point of the video, where they call it, like, Windows 10 rant. It's not Windows 10. Every fucking comment, every fucking person who uploads it, mad at Windows 10 because they can't fucking fathom that every operating system does this. You know, it's Windows 8 in the video. That's what I'm using. I didn't but it's just like, oh, something about that just fucking annoys the shit out of me, that they're just ignorant and wrong about it in such a small way, but it drives me fucking crazy. And then, like, the other thing is when they put the punchline in the title, like, Obama, you nigger, and it's like, that's not the fucking, like, that's not the funny part. The funny part is that it builds to that because I'm angry and angrier and angrier, and then I say something offensive, and then the punchline is saying, I'm a racist, you made me a racist. That's the shame of it. The punchline is saving it with my shame, you know? And if it just ended on the N-word, I wouldn't have ever uploaded it, because that's not fucking funny. It's just fucking weird and racist. You made me a racist is the funny part, and people, I've seen it uploaded with, like, that part cut out, or, like, with the N-word censored, which just ruins it. It makes it not funny. They just take it and they think they can diddle with it. Because they think it's community property, and they can just fiddle with my comedy and make it less funny. That's what offends me the most, is just making it less funny, because no one is funny. No one gets anything.
I think the problem is some things I think qualify for people to fiddle around with in some ways. I don't know. I'm happy to take pieces of things and, like, edit them together in funny ways or whatever. But where's the line? I mean, there is no line.
I mean, it's clear that they just want to profit off of the funny video.
Yeah.
They're not trying to do anything creative with it.
I mean, in this case, I agree.
They just want money from not doing the work.
But I mean, people just give themselves license. I don't know.
There's no winning.
on
I
feel
YouTube.
the same way.
There's just no when you are a creative actually making your own shit, you lose, and for the rest of your life. That's the moral.
It's like tons of the profit will be siphoned away and taken by other people, but, like, you know, you can still theoretically earn some revenue on your own. Are you willing to do that so that the world can profit so much beyond what you've done with your work? I mean, that's a question every person has to make for themselves, or has to answer for themselves when they decide to do this, because that's what's going to happen.
And frankly,
what's gonna happen.
I'm not, like, I do have some self-awareness of the fact that, like, okay, I guess this video makes me a nigger guy forever. Like, I get that, I'm not exactly happy that like the most viewed video on my channel on the front page is forever going to be fuck updates. But at the same time,
it's not bats. Oh wait, that's on the other channel, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to take it down either, because it has to be up so that people can know where the original is, because it's been everywhere. So it's like this weird mode where I'm like, you know, normally, if it had just been like a video that got 10,000 views or whatever, you know, eventually I might have been like, okay, this is an old fucking video. It's fucking, I'm embarrassed by it now, you know, unlisted or something. But, you know, so now it's like I'm simultaneously, I'm embarrassed enough about it, but also proud enough about it that it can never be taken down.
I know what you mean. My Lolly is the greatest love of all video.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's like an amazing video, but, like, I'm not just gonna take it down cause what? Like,
I know someday someone is gonna try to ruin my whole life and career, and because he's called Obama the N-word in fucking 2010 in a Windows rant or something. But, like, I mean, yeah, okay, it's a little embarrassing. I'd take it down, but you know what? It's also funny, and it's also mine. And the principle of the matter is that it's mine. And so I can't take it down because all you motherfuckers are going to steal it.
I mean, I find it enough to be, like, there could be a social cost to pay, perhaps, but, like, it's a joke.
I'm caught between an N-word and a hard place.
It's a joke. I feel the same about my video. It's a joke. I mean, what's the issue here? I don't know.
I just hope everyone dies, is the point of all my stories.
Now that's something we can all get behind. I have another story, but if anybody else wants to bring up anything, feel free.
Well, I fucking smashed the Fash yesterday.
Oh, yeah, tell us.
I went to the Straight Pride rally to protest
Oh, yes, I saw you attending the Straight Pride rally.
Yeah, and we won.
You won.
And we won it, and I got a little pepper spray in my mouth.
Did you get pepper? Did someone pepper spray you?
They didn't pepper spray me. I was near someone who got pepper sprayed, and it, dissipated into the air, and I breathed some of it.
Do you know who was doing that?
And it was epic. The police?
Yeah? Oh, okay. I thought
Oh, yeah, it was the police.
I see.
I see. All right, well, I guess I can give, like, a rundown.
Sure.
So we like, Oh, also Munchie and Kazzy showed up briefly.
That's cool. All right.
At the end, because they were just in the area and they just came to hang out. So we met up at the Boston Common, which is like close to where the parade was started. By the way, so the deal with this thing is that it was like the lowest effort, like weakest trolling attempt by the alt-right or whatever.
Okay.
It was just like a mean-spirited, parody of a gay pride parade. And they didn't even try. They rented one float. There were like 200 guys tops that showed up for them. We outnumbered them like 10-1. Literally epic.
So you're saying this is a shit posting attempt, basically. That was the thrust of it.
This is a shit posting attempt.
Okay.
And I'm mad that they got a permit for it. Because it's so stupid. And it was so like lazily done and poorly thought out. And just such an obviously bad event. Like, I wouldn't care.
What was the float?
The float just said Trump 2020. So it didn't even have anything to do with being straight.
I see.
Stupid.
Here's the thing. I think that a straight pride parade could be really funny.
Sure.
If someone who was funny did it, they could make it in a really funny way. Like, I don't know, like making floats that are just like making jokes about like being vanilla or something. Like maybe a float that's just like a loaf of white bread or something.
Yeah, okay.
Or I don't know, something like someone else could have a better idea. But just like you could do like a satirical way, and it would be funny, and maybe I would like it. But this was just boring and just mean-spirited and bad. So, like, I don't think they should have got a permit. I'm annoyed that they got a permit. I'm annoyed that the police showed up to, like,
how is it mean-spirited?
Such stalwart defense for this stupid event.
I'm just curious. Why do you say it was mean-spirited?
Why do I say it was mean-spirited?
Yes.
What? How could it be anything else?
Okay. Gotcha.
No, I mean that. Like,
I believe you.
Like you're like it's how do I even put it into words? Like straight people don't need a pride parade. Straight people are not oppressed. They claim, like, the people organizing it claim to be the oppressed majority, which is like they can't possibly really believe that.
I agree.
This is the like, oh, they
it's a spite parade.
It is a spite parade. But anyway, we all met up at the Commons, and we fucked around. We all got along on the streets. We waited for the parade to start. There were so many cops. Yeah. There were so many fucking cops out. They were like riding down the street on their motorcycles and like blaring their sirens, even though nothing was happening, just to, like, I don't know, subdue the crowd or something with like ear damaging levels of noise. They did all that. The parade started. It lasted like a minute because there were like 200 guys in one float and like one car. We followed. They had like Milo Yiannopoulos was there. He was on the float.
I see. I see.
He was wearing a MAGA hat, blowing kisses to the crowd.
So a gay man was on the float of a straight pride parade.
Well, not just any gay man.
Right, the gay man.
But patient zero for gayness.
The origin of the virus. Yeah, okay.
No, I saw him up there. He was, and then we all kind of just gathered around. They had a police barricade. So many fucking cops. They had a police barricade. They did it in like the City Hall Plaza. We couldn't hear them. They had like, there was a stage and there were speakers, but like we could not hear what they were actually saying. And we just like hung around for the whole thing, just booed them a whole lot, chanted that they suck and should go home. It was pretty good. And then
how little do you have to accomplish in life if you have to be proud of being straight?
That's right. It's really there's really no need. There's really no need for this.
Either it's, as it seems, a big shitpost spite parade, or it's incredibly pathetic and should be mocked anyway.
I think it was mostly the latter, and maybe a few people in there are the former. Maybe there are a few people who
Milo,
are...
known provocateur.
Yeah.
I don't know how people feel about him these days. I haven't heard much about him lately. But I know he's trying to make people mad.
I think that probably some of the people were just like sincerely like, I do feel persecuted for being straight, and that's just even sadder. That's even sadder to me.
Yeah, me, boy. I was in that float. Look for me,
trolling
boys.
attempt.
I mean, this is just like that thing, the flyers that were going up. Okay, like technically true. Okay, technically it's fine to be proud or whatever of being straight. Okay, like those posters that were saying it's okay to be white. Okay, yes, technically we all understand.
Yes,
this
technically
is fine.
It is okay to be white.
But it's clearly in response.
But we don't need to fucking march about it.
Yeah, don't shove your whiteness in my face. I'm doing just fine, folks.
It's just lame. Everyone's a fucking loser. If you feel oppressed, stay in your fucking house. That's the fucking solution. You don't need to fucking go out into the streets and be annoying and show everyone what a fucking sad loser you are by fucking picketing. And this goes for anyone, not just for fucking the people that are bad. You know, anyone fucking picketing or making a fucking public disturbance for any reason. Anyone going outside and going, hey, look at me, I'm this fucking group. You're all fucking losers. Just stay inside and stop bothering normal people.
Frankly, if you're not making pipe bombs, I question your dedication to the cause.
Hey,
that's my
I
standard.
unironically believe that. If you don't have the courage to fight, kill, and die for your beliefs, then fuck your beliefs. Fuck your group. Fuck your parades.
Fair enough.
Bunch of fucking losers.
Yeah.
So there were 34 arrests. I saw maybe like 10 of them.
Okay.
And I didn't see what any of them were getting arrested for. I just saw people being like, taken away and like escorted. I saw one guy. He was being... Like 4 cops, each one was like grabbing one of his like arms and legs and just like carrying him like down the street. I don't know what he did to get it. I didn't see it actually take place. I just saw them carrying him away. It was quite a spectacle. The one thing, at the end, after like the rally was over, we all yelling "Go home" and whatever. The rally was over. They're all dissipating.
Should have been yelling "Go homo." That's what I would have done.
And for some reason, people kept hanging out, and they didn't leave. Like the crowd didn't leave for a while. They were still just sort of like waiting around the barricade. And at this point, like the police come in and they do like a police thing, like they're clearing the street. And some people did not get out of the street and clear the way for the police. And this is when there was pepper spray employed. They just like people wouldn't clear the road for this police envoy or whatever, and they had to spray him.
Okay.
And it got kind of dicey for a second. It seemed like the crowd all had to like push back from the street, and like it looked like there was like a brawl breaking out, and like it looked for a minute like there was just going to be like fighting like breaking out on the sidewalk.
Have you ever seen like I don't know how much of this you ever been to like a big like potential fighty kind of thing? I've never been in fucking a situation like that in my whole damn life.
One of probably the closest thing I've been to, but I didn't actually see the pepper spraying because there was a crowd in the way, but I did like I heard people saying they're spraying. And then I like breathed something in, and I was like, my throat felt all like weird and spicy. I was like, oh god, I can't breathe right. What's going on? Am I gonna die? But it was fine. It wasn't a big deal. And then but some guy just had like bandanas, like the bandanas people wear over their faces and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he had a box of them, and he was like, here, like put this over your mouth, and like I took one. And like I was breathing through that for a second.
Oh, it was so during the pepper spray to help people.
He was like, nice. Here, breathe. You breathe through this. It'll help maybe. I don't know if it actually would have helped, but
breathe this. Bash the fash, and that's all there is to it.
Bash the fash. I don't know. By that point, the rally was over, so I was just ready to leave.
I saw, of course, the picture you uploaded of yourself in that crowd on that website.
Yeah, I'm really glad some website. I put it on Twitter. Some website got a picture that like you can see
Colt
me.
Corona's there.
Oh yeah, Colt Corona was there too.
Colt Corona's there, giving the thumbs down.
Oh,
that guy, he gets around. He's always involved with something interesting. He's having a lot of adventure.
He's a loose cannon.
Oh,
he's
dude,
a loose cannon.
That armband looks like a what is it? It's like a wild cherry black monster or something.
It does.
Fucking
yeah,
sick.
You're right. It looks like the.
You know what? Maybe Antifa had some good ideas after all. That's all I'm saying.
The ultra black.
That's the one.
Anyway, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And
shit, I wanna go get pepper sprayed. I want to be involved in something that has violence in it.
Some people said like don't show up, like, this is what they want. And, like,
sure,
I kind of agree. I think that's true. Like, they obviously did this with the intention of trolling and riling up a big group to, like, you know, be mad, you know, triggering the libs. Right. And I guess in that way they succeeded. I guess this is probably what they want.
So much for the tolerant left. Here we go once again.
There was like there was a guy at like, because like the police barricade was like a big sort of space. They kept like a big space clear between us and them. And there were a couple of people just like hanging out at the like other end of the barricade, like, you know, waving straight pride flags at us. There was a guy with a microphone who kept like yelling stuff at us, but it wasn't loud enough when we couldn't hear what he was saying. So it was, I don't know. I don't know what, but they were loving the attention. They were loving it. It was great.
Naturally.
So I guess in a sense, this is what they wanted. But I think that the net effect of it is good, and I'm glad that I went, because I think that it's a good thing to show up and make the statement that, like, there's more of us than there are of you. We think you suck. We don't want you here.
Yeah.
And, like, hopefully this is, like, I mean, hopefully this is enough of a disturbance that they wouldn't grant permission for a similar shitty event like this in the future. Because they're not, because like the mayor said, like he had to approve this event because he approves them based on operational feasibility and not on politics. But like, what does that mean? You're obligated to approve a permit for any event that technically can happen.
The fucking KKK were given a thing back in the day, and I mean, you know, that's like a free speech issue, right? So I mean, if those guys
at some point, at some point, someone has to have the ability to say like, this event just sucks.
Well, you know,
right?
It's different.
Like,
actually,
they can't. I don't know exactly what the chain of command is that approves or denies permits for these things, but they can't be obligated to allow any event that can occur to occur.
I was going to say, like, if I submitted one that's, like, utterly retarded, that has no, like, basically, if I'm sincere in my beliefs and making it, like, okay, the KKK, those guys probably believe what they say. They probably were sincere in their, you know, hating minorities and whatnot. So that's, like, a real thing, I guess they're really trying to say. But, I mean, these guys are far more shitposty, I would imagine. But, like, maybe they made a good faith argument like, our argument at least is we're really just trying to say it's okay to be straight, which technically fine. So I don't know what the logic is. I'd be interested to hear.
It's pretty clear if you read their Facebook page that this is a you know, just like a dumb
If I was there,
parody.
I'd turn down people who seem like they were just fucking around.
Yeah, and like it's really like they didn't even make it try to seem like a real thing, and I really don't buy the excuse that I just had to. I don't know why this got approved, and I don't think it should have been.
I want to get in on this. I think if you forget everything I said before about if you take part in either side, you're a loser. I take it back. I think that if you have the opportunity to participate in civil unrest, you should take it because it's fucking cool, regardless of what side you're on. You know, I want to go to one of these things and I want to just be holding a sign that says, "I'm just here for the violence." I want pepper spray flying. I want bricks flying. I want to be right in the middle of all of it, baby.
There's got to be a
flag. I want a fucking thing around I want a fucking mask around the bottom of my face so I look cool. I want to fucking be running around punching random people in the head. Getting punched in the head. I don't care. Either way.
Okay. I just want to say, in that picture with Colt Corona, next to Colt Corona is a guy. He's got the face mask on. He's wearing sunglasses and a black hat. Okay. Yeah. Thing about that guy is he was right next to him. You can't really see him, but there's like a big like fat guy who's also in like a black hoodie. And as we were standing in that line, like right across from us was the police barricade. They were like standing along the parade route, preventing us from blocking the street. And these two guys, they were literally doing like a Antifa Abbott and Costello routine, and they were doing like a little like back and forth like jokey thing. Like they were like talking to the cops about you can see these guys don't want to be here and stuff, and they're like, oh, look at these. I don't know. They were just. Okay, they weren't that funny, but what they were attempting to do was like a sort of ad hoc comedy Abbott and Costello routine.
They were putting an image in your brain that you could make fun of
and it was just funny.
It was appreciated
because there was like a tall, skinny one and a short, fat one, and they were just like
a real Mario and Luigi.
They
combo.
looked like a comedy duo, and I appreciated the effort at least.
You know, like I obviously I'm a man with a lot of straight pride. Let me tell you, I'm just filled to the brim with straight pride, and but you know, like. like in something like this, it does seem to me the guys are obviously shit posters, whatever. They don't need a parade. Maybe it's fine. Whatever. I don't care. I don't really blame anybody for coming to protest because obviously it's the like thing of like getting real close. Be like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. But you're like real close. At a certain point, it's just gonna trigger a response. And like I'm happy to see. I didn't look into news reports. Everybody here looks pretty reasonable. I don't blame them for booing or anything. But like I see the girl in the front with the like we support cis people, straight people, normal people. That's not like saying like fuck straight people. So like it just seems like a positive message overall, and they're not, in any way being overly negative. At least this person.
The guys like from the tone of the Facebook post and like the history, like the guys hosting this event are like the same guys who in 2007 they hosted a quote unquote free speech rally, which was just like an alt-right like trolling event. Basically, they're just they're not good dudes. They're not doing this in good faith.
Push back against the term alt-right being applied. Like, is Milo really alt-right? I mean, he's very right.
I'm not even talking about Milo.
Okay.
Although
fair enough. I'm sure there's others who
I don't like Milo either.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, I got pepper sprayed and it was epic. That's my story. Dab.
Regarding the like giving them what they want though, I feel like it's so like giving them what they want is like they want to trigger the lefties because they think it's funny. Allegedly, presumably. I think it's so much like worse to like not go for fear of making them laugh, like giving them a jolly.
Yeah.
There's kind of no way to win, really.
No, but like them winning isn't that much of a big win.
I think we won
compared to like the failure it would be if we just let them do it.
Yeah.
If we just let them do it. Then, like...
Yeah.
Hey, Cold Corona always picks the winning side, so I'm swayed.
Look,
I just think it makes the statement... It's the right statement to make that, like, 10 times more counter-protesters showed up than, like, actual attendees.
Look, that's fine. Like, I'm sure people like Milo will spin it as, like, we triggered them so... Like, it's so few of us triggered them so hard.
I mean, what does it really mean?
But, like...
Yeah.
It seems fine. Seems reasonable. Well, that's the thing. I don't blame anyone for going, but just consider the reality where, like, this wouldn't ever happen. But imagine if literally no one showed up to observe. That would itself be a statement that, could be.
But they would then also spin it as, like, a good thing.
I see what you mean.
Like, they were too scared to come and fight us because they know we're right. Like, it's always going to be something.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got an agenda, no matter what side, you can find a way.
Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty funny if, like, nobody even showed up to counter-protest, but, like, that wasn't gonna happen, and we're not there yet. Like, I think in a perfect world, probably nobody would pay any attention to this kind of thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, the currency being traded as attention.
But, like, these same people, they put on, like, I said they did another thing like this in 2017. They're gonna, like, keep doing
this. They'll keep doing it, yeah. Yeah, like I said,
I don't know if I have any straight pride specifically, but I do know that all of the pride I do have is very straight. All my pride is very straight.
I have no pride.
I feel you on that.
And this was and also while I was there, this just happened to be the same day that Munchie was moving into his new dorm because he's starting college now, and I
today's the day. Or was it yesterday? Yesterday he's moving in. I think.
Yeah, yesterday.
Right?
Yesterday he moved in. I went and saw his dorm, and just saw the place. It's okay. I'm really jealous because he gets to
live in like a building with like a bed and like a floor. And man, I wish
he's
I
on like
had
the 8th.
Shit.
Okay, he can literally see Endless War from not from his room, but from like right outside his room. There's a window at the end of the hallway.
Endless War in DC.
No, the canonical Endless War is the Bunker Hill Monument.
Oh, actually, I gotta Google that. Okay,
you can. Yeah, we visited it at the RFCK Con, and he can see it from his like hallway window.
Oh my! He can fucking see the site. Oh wow, that does actually fucking look exactly like it. He can fucking see it from his fucking window every day. He's living in the belly of the beast now.
I know.
Endless War is literally every day in real life.
I wish. God, I wish that were me.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
that's what's up.
Well, that's dope. But listen, people, I have another in the continuing saga of Nate's adventures at theme parks, because yesterday I took my little old self and Michelle. It was Michelle's birthday yesterday, and we went to Coney Island, a much smaller but also
in New York.
No. There's Coney Island in New York, but this is a little amusement park based on like named after that, but it's just a fucking amusement park. It's not.
Is there just a lot of cones everywhere?
There's plenty of cones, absolutely. Okay, but here's the thing. Hang on, let me pull up my fucking notes. I took some notes on this. Okay, here we go. So I'm coming off, obviously, the greatest moment in PCP history, my Diamondback story. Forget BronyCon, forget Ben Bash and the Fash. It was all about Nate on top Diamondback, the rockets bursting in air. It was incredible. So yesterday, Michelle's like, hey, let's go to, for my birthday, let's go to Coney Island, have fun. Okay, sounds great. So we go. Now, this would come to be known later in the annals of history as scholars recount Nate's story as the Day of Pain. The Day of Pain. To continue the spirit of Munchie. So the first thing that happens in the day is we're both hungry. We get there, and we decide to eat some food. Now, we cannot find any healthy alternatives, so we get a couple of corn dogs, and I see deep fried Twinkies on the menu, and I just think to myself, well, I've got to buy those. I have to get in on this action. So I do. Michelle takes like a bite. She's like, this is disgusting. I never want this near me ever again. So I'm like, okay, I'll eat yours. And I eat them all. I consume all the fried food. This would, throughout the day, my constitution score dropped like 20 points. I am dying. It is, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't listen to your baser instincts. Be an intellectual being and don't eat fried food ever. It's a mistake every time. Okay. So this is the first step in my path of pain on the Day of Pain of me experiencing agony throughout the entire day. Okay.
Yes.
So later on, I go into a bathroom, and I just notice that this is an omen of the future. I notice the words, fuck God, carved into the wall, and also, what was it? Oh, there was a swastika next to it, and then also the words, Tiny Tim is a fag? I don't know exactly what that was referring to, but, and I have pictures of this.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Was it, of course, our boy, the Christmas Eve man? I don't know. Yeah. We'll never know. But so this is, again, the omens, the darkness is continuing to progress. So let me see, where was I? Okay, so we progress throughout the day. We do all the tilt-a-whirls, we do all kinds of crazy shit. It's a bad time for me. My stomach is churning, I'm dying, I want to puke, but I don't. I've managed to hold it off until the end here. So the end of the day's coming. We're about to leave. I'm still feeling sick, and we went to the water park there, and as we are leaving the water park, we're about to leave. I did my swimming. I'm having a high. I'm feeling good. We notice that there is a diving board, and there's a high dive as well. Now, I don't know if you guys have been on a high dive before, but it's pretty fucking high. It is like, I don't know, maybe 10 feet off the water, and I think to myself, well, obviously, I've got to give this a try. So I go to the high dive. It hurts. I do a dive. It was fine. No big deal. I'm too pussy to do a fucking normal dive. I do a cannonball because I don't want to hurt my body.
Yeah.
Okay, so that went fine. And
if I were diving off I'd be afraid that I would overcorrect and like go upside down. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Like your feet extend beyond you rotate.
Oh, you wouldn't want that. One could only
land on your back.
Oh, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare to be avoided at all costs. So I think to myself, you know what? That first cannonball went okay. I think it's time to do an actual dive. So I do a dive, goes reasonably well, still in pain. That's okay. Now, from this moment on, I'm witnessing the little children are gathering around, and they're not looking at me. They're just doing the diving board. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do a couple of dives for fun off of the lower boards. I'm doing this for a while, and then I see the children start to do flips. And I've decided my quest for the day, my Diamondback for the day, is to do a flip. Do a flip off the diving board. This has become my quest. This would result in the Day of Pain coming to a gruesome head. One can only imagine. So I'm practicing my flips. I'm doing it over and over. I'm getting nowhere. One of my early attempts is I'm doing like a twisting, jerking motion. I'm scared. I'm in fear. Now, Michelle was actually a diver for like many years, like a swim team diver. So she knows exactly what she's doing and just roasting me from the sidelines. You looking real gay out there, Nate. You got to get your shit together. And things of this nature. When you're doing dives, if you hit the water wrong, the pain begins to rise, and you feel the soreness creeping all over your body. So I'm sick. I'm scared. The fear of God is in me. Satan is amongst me, and I'm increasing the damage over my body, but I will not give up because I'm seeing children of like 5 years old do flips all around me, and they're having no trouble whatsoever. And so I've committed. I must do a flip. Over and over and over again. I think I'm going to do it. Michelle gives me a couple of pointers. I managed to rotate like 80% of a flip, But this results in exactly what you just mentioned, Ben. A big hits the water.
No.
It's my side is a searing red color. Michelle tells me, she reports back to me that at this moment everyone audibly winces in the crowd gathered around when they see me fuck up this bad. Even the lifeguard. But I've decided, no, I will suffer the pain. I will continue to rack up agony until I can do this fucking flip like these babies. Now, this continues for another, 15, 20 minutes of me just throwing my body over and over again. Just my HP bar is depleting slowly, like I've got the poison status, if
Wait, you
will.
kept doing it?
I just kept doing it. I had to do a flip.
Your HP bar is depleting, but your limit break bar is rising.
You know what? You are so right, Jesse. You are so right. Because after another big flop, a big searing agony, people can see. People don't want to see a man hurt himself in this way over and over again at a children's amusement park. So
nobody wants to see a grown man cry.
No. The children at this point are in fact cheering me on, and they have taken notice of my activities. And I make a little gang of conspirators, co-conspirators, the ones who are good at flipping. They're like, dude, okay, you got to do it like this. You got to tuck your body. Michelle's giving me advice, and even after a while, the lifeguard himself is like, bro, you got to rotate your arms up. You got to extend your arms to get more momentum so that you'll stop fucking killing yourself.
Oh, what an event!
The whole community got involved in my quest. Michelle's just sitting there. I come to sit down for a while. She's like, you cannot sit next to me until you pull off this fucking flip. Get the fuck out there. You are embarrassing me in front of everyone. Okay, you got it, Chief. So I go back to work. Now, okay, eventually, that trick about the arms extending that the fucking lifeguard gave me, it finally bore fruit. My limit bar was at its max. I had finally learned the technique. I tuck my legs up. I do my arms extended upward. And I do a flawless, perfect, 360-degree rotation jump into the water. Everyone's like, Nate, you are the coolest fucking guy. You fucking did it. Michelle's
Redeemed.
like, looking good, Nate. And at this point, frankly, lads, I'm cocky as hell.
Oh,
my
no.
limit bar is still full. So I think, you know what? Let's get back on that fucking high dive, my dude. I know the technique. I do a correct flip one time. And I think to myself,
I'm a master.
Easy shit. Easy. I have literally achieved God mode. Fuck this. I'm going back high. So just like a fucking sultan, I strut up to the high dive. I fucking run off that shit. I use all the techniques I've learned. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. Before I get to that, in the middle of my session, the lowest point as I was on my learning montage, there's a moment where I've learned a couple of skills. I've done this a couple times. I'm getting to the end of the board, but all of a sudden panic strikes me as I'm afraid that I'm going to fuck it up and increase my pain. It's just the agony was going to rise over and over. And as I'm like, I've got like one toe, Looney Tunes style, I'm dangling off the end. I'm trying to pull myself out so I can fix my posture. And I just yell to the heavens, I'm going to goof it. And then I slowly tumble off the edge and fall. And this is the big flop that no one was on my side. But as I said,
the crowd
after
immediately
this point,
turned against you, started pelting you with garbage.
That's exactly what happened. Okay, but as I said, I managed to do one solid flip, and I'm cocky as hell, so I go off to the high dive. Okay, I'm on the high dive. Everyone's cheering, the applause, everyone's saying, this is the boy, this is the golden man, he did one flip. Now, meanwhile, there was like this girl who did like triple fucking front flips and pirouettes off the fucking thing. It was embarrassing. Nonetheless, now is my time to shine. I climb the high dive. I attempt to do the perfect dive. I've studied the techniques. I know what I'm doing now. I feel myself launching off the end of the board. I'm rotating it into midair. 90 degrees, 180 degrees. What's after that? 270, 360. But oh God. I'm still going. I haven't hit. I'm overcorrecting. I'm still rotating. My back is literally 180 degree parallel to the water down below. I rotate once more or something like that, and I feel myself. Time stops. I am floating, spread eagled, arms wide, legs wide, hanging, floating 1 inch above the water, a perfect belly flop position. And then time begins again, and I hit the water. The impact of this impact. Now, this was a successful flip. I did a successful flip, but the cost of this is what's been known to, the people in ancient Rome, people in ancient Greece, they speculated the source of thunder. They did not know what caused lightning to happen. It was this. This is what God was doing, belly flops, and this is exactly what happened to me off the 10-foot fucking high dive. The impact of this, again, was reported to me later to cause every woman in the vicinity to lose all chance of giving birth at the sheer lack of sexuality present in this environment. They're all fertile. They're all infertile forever. All the men, all their dicks were treated into their bodies, and the sound of this deafened all the nearby children. And I emerged back to the surface, literally unable to move my arms due to the searing agony in every part of my fucking body. And if you look close at the image I'm uploading right now, you can see that, in fact, not a lie, this is 100% accurate, I am literally bleeding out of my nose because the impact on my face and skull fucked up my neck and fucked up my face. My nose was actually damaged, and it bled for a good long while after this. Everyone, you see that blood? There's blood in that nose. Blood. Yeah, you can see that.
Just a little blood there, just a little shark.
A little bit of blood.
Look at the little blood.
That's all you need. That's all you need. And I did it because I did my fucking flip. I did my flip off the high dive.
You should have quit while you were ahead.
The consequences. Now, I don't know if you can see this. You got to raise the contrast, but the red was on my entire body. It had begun to fade at this point, but my whole body is seething. I feel it right now. My right leg is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It was destroyed by the impact. The force was too much. Anyway, that's it, people. I did it. I fucking did it. But this was the peak moment of pain. Probably in the last, I don't know, 10 years of my life or so.
While I was smashing the fash, Nate was splashing the fash.
Oh, that's right, Ben. That's right. And that's why I'm a winner. I didn't give up, though. I'm a champ. I did it. But the cost will haunt me from
never be the
days.
same.
That's all there is to it.
Well, I also have a story of great triumphs and great falls. Speaking of, pushing your body past its physical limits, of being proud of accomplishing something instead of just being straight, which anyone can do.
The gays are pretty bad at it, though, to be fair.
I finally started going to the gym every day. I got a membership. I started kicking my body's ass into shape.
Oh my God, that's great.
I started going there with Juan. He's been going for a couple months. He looks great. He's been going every single night. He's lost 30 pounds.
Fantastic.
Looks great.
Fantastic.
So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, Juan, I'm going to the gym with you today. And he's like, hell yeah, dude. So I fucking go there. I'm a guest the first couple days, but I get my membership. I'm hanging out in the massage chairs afterwards. And he's there to help me and motivate me. It's so fucking easy when there's a guy with you, a friend.
Yep. It's a huge benefit.
It
no
blew
doubt.
I've never had the courage to go in the gym, but once I was in there, I was blown away at how fucking easy it is to work out.
It is.
It's just so boring when you're by yourself.
It is pretty boring. Yeah.
It's a drag.
So I've been going there every day, and I'm doing I got my blue raspberry pre-workout. I've got my fucking muscle milk post-workout. I'm fucking pumping iron. I'm getting the fucking pump. I'm making all my own meals. I'm cooking myself just fucking meats and fucking steaks and shit. I'm not eating any garbage, except the other day my mom got me a fucking quarter pounder that I had to eat so she wouldn't feel bad.
Yep.
But that doesn't count. So
I know the feeling well. That's fantastic. The hardest thing by far is getting the momentum up. Once you're in the swing, that's the golden zone.
And I've been so proud of myself, and experiencing legit the first good mood I've had in 4 years.
It's a legit mood booster.
It is.
Just working out and the pride you feel from doing it.
I've been working out for maybe 2 months now, and I definitely just feel more positive emotionally. It's great.
Yeah, right after the first day, I thought that I'm going to be tired at first, and it's going to, really make me miserable. I'm not going to want to go. Immediately, I look forward to it every day. It's, the best part of my day. I come home and I feel like I did something with my day no matter what else happened.
This makes me so happy.
The fucking, even the soreness, it feels good. It feels proud to feel sore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just fucking cool, and I have a good time there, and it was great. And so I've been going every day. We've been working out. We've been fucking motivating each other. It's been super cool. The only bad part of it is the only bad part of everything in my life, which is other people. coming up, talking to me, bothering me, being fucking weird, being autistic, being freaks, fucking mutants. I am a mutant magnet.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go in my life, everything I do, someone's gonna fucking come up to me. Doesn't matter if I've got fucking like earbuds in, you know, someone's gonna fucking start talking, you know, and like especially going with Juan, because he's like a social butterfly and he's been there for a while, so he knows everybody at the gym.
Sure.
So all of his like gym friends are coming up, also talking to me and like trying to. There's like this one guy who, like the one guy who was not super bad, but he was like, yeah, fuck. You know, he was just like talking to me about stuff I didn't care about, like Star Wars. Like, oh, the new Clone Wars series is gonna be great.
Hooray.
I love Darth Maul, and here's why I love Darth Maul. And like getting like slightly too into it, where like, Darth Maul, you know, he's real evil. Let me tell you how evil Darth Maul is and why
He has zero lines.
Why Star Wars is great. And fucking, I'm just like, yeah, Darth Maul, cool. You know, like, I'm being friendly, or at least
Right.
I'm doing my version of attempting to be friendly. And he's like, you know, the first part of my Winter Soldier costume came. I got a knife. I got a cool knife in the mail, and I'm like, oh, cool. But then, like, as I'm leaving, I hear him like talking to the gym workers, telling the same story. Like, the first part of my Winter Soldier costume came, and I got a knife, and I'm like, okay, this guy's really proud of that. And then, as I'm getting in my car, I see him at like another car talking to another guy in the parking lot, telling the same story a third time. My fucking Winter Soldier costume came, and I'm like,
That guy hadn't heard yet, I guess.
and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I sure do hate people fucking talking to me, but I'm not bothered by it. I'm having fun at the gym.
I can't stand that. Just as an aside, like I can't understand that, and I definitely don't I hate repeating myself. Whenever I have to tell somebody something,
Yeah.
and then somebody comes in the room, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I have to say it to you as well.
Yeah, like if I say something and they don't hear me, and then I say it again and they don't hear, like if I have to say something a third time, I'll just say fuck it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It could be like the fate of the world. It could be like press the blue button or else we all die, and I would not say it a third time. I'm like, you didn't hear
Let
me.
it
I don't
end,
fucking
bro.
care. Just let us all fucking die. Yeah, people's fucking bizarre need for friendliness and fucking coming up, you know, don't be friendly to me. I hate friendly people. I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to kick my own ass so that I can take my shirt off at the beach and ride a surfboard and enjoy my life for the first time ever and not hate myself for the first time in my life. That's all I'm here. Don't bother me. You know, Juan can bother me. Juan can fucking talk to me all the time because he's my guy. He's the dude I'm there with. It's awesome.
He's earned the right. Yeah.
You know, so I think like it was 2 nights ago. I went there, and this time I got there early. I got there before Juan. So, you know, usually like we hit the treadmill and then we go to the weights. So by the time Juan got in, I was done with the treadmill. So I was doing the weights before him. So I was, you know, getting my workout. My workout was just about, you know, done. My arms were tired. I felt good about myself. But then Juan's just starting his time on the weights. So I go to join him, and there's this other guy next to him that he knows, this fucking, like, huge, like, really beefy, like, clearly, like, a veteran gym guy. He's there,
Yep.
And him and Juan are fucking working out together and lifting the weights, and so, you know, I join them, and I'm just like, now, keep in mind, Juan is fresh as a daisy. I am like at the end of my workout.
Oh boy, okay.
My arms are fucking tired. So I'm fucking struggling a bit, you know, with even like the 15s. I'm struggling because I'm done. But you know, this guy with Juan who does not know me at all. We've never met ever. Is like he starts like negging me like the whole time, like giving me this patronizing Confucius says gym wisdom bullshit like, oh, control the weights. Don't let them control you. Like, oh, thanks. That means absolutely fucking nothing. Did you read that in the back of a fucking cereal box, asshole? You know? And so I'm just like trying to ignore it. Like, okay, this guy's fucking annoying the shit out of me. And then he's like, he's like, come on, man. Work your muscles. Don't play with them. And I'm like, oh
what
my
the
fucking
fuck,
god,
dude?
That's embarrassing.
and like, I am a beginner, and it is embarrassing a little bit to be around like veterans.
No, I mean those things he's saying are embarrassing.
No, I know they are. Yeah, and like, so I'm just ignoring it, and he just keeps going with this fucking Confucius says bullshit, and just fucking, I'm just getting a fucking migraine from listening to it. And finally, like, you know, we're all like standing with the little weights, doing our little bicep curls in a line by the mirror. And I'm fucking, you know, I'm struggling with mine because I'm tired. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing 7. I go down to a lower weight and do the rest of the 10. And it's just so... And he starts, like, really fucking, like, negging me, and he's like, "What are you here for? Why are you here? Why are you here?
Wow.
What are you here for?" And like,
I've never had shit like that.
I fucking snapped, and I looked at him and I said, "Are you trying to motivate me right now?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Don't." And I just fucking walked away, and I went to the treadmill, and I just did my fucking mile. I did this angry, like, stone cold walking to the ring to stunner somebody. The most pissed off the easiest mile I've ever fucking walked, because I was so pissed off I couldn't feel my legs burning. I just wanted the world to fucking burn around with me. So I just fucking did my mile and I left. I didn't even say goodbye to Juan. I didn't say shit. I just, I just told the guy, fucking don't fucking do this. Don't talk to me. And I just fucking left. And so then I'm driving back home in my car, and I'm feeling pissed off. And, and Juan messages me, and he's like, "Hey, what happened, man? Where'd you go?" I'm just like, "Nothing. Guy talked to me like an asshole, so I left." Like, I'm like, it's one thing if it's you can say whatever you want to me, dude. You can criticize me, you can help me, you can give me all the pointers you want. But this fucking guy does not know me. Mm-hmm. It's like
there's a balance to be found there for sure.
Like I wanted to shove the fucking dumbbell down his fucking throat.
You gotta establish a rapport with someone before you do that.
To like sit there and try to patronize me like I'm being lazy. Like, you don't know like what it took for me to even get to this point in my life when I am here at the gym every day at all, doing as much as I am. This is the most I've ever done. I'm fucking proud of myself. Don't fucking stand there and try to take it away from me, you piece of fucking dog shit. Asshole, cocksucking, motherfucking moron, idiot.
I'm sure he had good intentions. I'm sure
I know. Yeah, no, I don't like how he did it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
That kind of shit, guys like that is exactly the reason I didn't go to the gym for the first 30 years of my life. Yeah. And it's exactly the reason why millions of people don't. Because it's fucking embarrassing and patronizing and, like, mean and shitty. Like, I get that, like, Juan knows the guy, so he can, I'm
that's
sure
one thing.
For Juan, it's motivational. Mm-hmm. And that's what he said. Like, Juan's messaging me on the way home. He's like, he didn't mean anything. He's just trying to motivate you. And I'm like, I know, dude, and but he doesn't know me. And I'm fucking pissed off. And then, Juan, such a sweetheart, the coolest guy ever, my brother. Juan's like, I talked to him, and I stood up for you, and I told him that, and I hope this doesn't stop you from coming in. And I'm like, oh, buddy, it won't. Don't worry. I'll be in there tomorrow, same as every day.
Word.
And then I went home and I watched Detective Pikachu and I cried because the fucking emotional toll was so fucking. I was feeling really hormonal in that moment because like the combination of my rage at this guy and like my love for Juan and his brotherly kindness,
what a guy.
Standing up for me in the gym after I left. I don't know exactly what he must have said to the guy, but I'm assuming that what he said is that the guy said, hey, where'd your friend go, man? And I'm just assuming that Juan looked at him and in his best Lars Ulrich voice said, he fucking left the gym!
Oh, baby, there you go. I don't know about you guys. I have a lot of faith. Look, I've been in decent shape, like okay shape, for the last several years, but this like meme, it's like a stereotype of guys like getting hot in their 30s, getting like swole and ripped and stuff. It fills me with a lot of confidence that no matter what I do, I will inevitably be swole in my 30s. This is where my thinking goes. I don't know why, but it seems to like happen.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Every time I see a guy in his 40s, he's got that like that weathered like ripped
it's a good
shit
look.
body. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I believe it. I think it's just a natural thing.
There's natural progression.
And you get fucking swole.
I knew a girl growing up. I guess I won't say her name, but like her dad was just so fucking swole. It was like insane. And he's just like some normal, like super nice guy. He was like a leader in our Boy Scout troop or whatever. It was just like weird how much hotter he was than like every other person around. What a fucking badass. He just did Bowflex every day, but he was so fucking ripped.
I don't remember who you're talking about, but okay.
He might have been. He was like a younger guy's dad, so he might have joined like after you left or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, weird. Whatever. Should we go to voicemails?
Yeah, I think we're ready. What?
Do you have something?
What?
Well, I have one quick story.
Sure, feel free.
But it's really just like a change. I cut my hair.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, how short is it?
I have short hair now.
Do you have
Have a
pictures?
picture?
I don't like
Take
showing
a cute
pictures.
selfie, Gil. Well, okay, just give us an idea of how short.
Well, it's not like a buzz cut. It's
Okay.
I don't know what like shaving things are called. Like,
Are we talking Ronald Weasley length, Harry Potter length? I'm using examples you'll understand.
Those are like the same length.
Nah, only in some movies.
It's like they said it was a number 6 something on the razor.
Okay, okay, that makes sense to me.
So, it's the I strangely doesn't feel that different. I thought it would be like, oh my god, my head can move in so many other different directions. It can't. It's the same. Some
you were expecting a big power upgrade.
Yeah, I was expecting like
downgrade.
I was like taking off the weights, and now suddenly my neck could go 100
You're like
miles
Goku
an hour.
and Krillin taking off the turtle shells.
Yeah,
exactly.
Apparently, according to my mom, and also some just random people who were at a party a few days later, I looked younger and I looked good. And
dude, I want to see so bad.
I assume they're telling the truth, but I can't.
Show us at least, dude.
We'll tell you the truth, dude. We'll fucking roast you. We'll kill you. We will murder you
right now.
This is why I was like a little hesitant about like saying yes to posting the wizard flying on a broomstick thing, because I didn't wear a hat and you could see my fucking hairline.
I must see.
I'll think about it. I'll post it. I don't actually have a picture yet.
He's just gonna hide your face until it grows back and pretend nothing happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
All right.
Any reason for the change in particular?
Well, I've been feeling like I don't do anything with the fact that my hair is long. Like, I just have it long because it's been long for a while, and really it started at secondary school. It's like almost a decade of having long curly hair, and I got bullied for it. And I guess in my efforts to like defy bullies, I just didn't do what they wanted me to do and get normal hair, and so I had weird hair forever. And some people like it, but I'm tired of not being normal and having people stare at me all the time.
Fair enough.
Also, it's really hot, and it's just like, I understand now why it's a good idea to cut it.
I bet it looks good. I'm optimistic about it.
I agree.
That's why I want to see it, so I can confirm my suspicions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do
okay.
it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Not right now. I'll do it after the show.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, then we will let's move things along.
Yes.
We'll get back to this. SpeakPipe people, link below. Leave us voicemails. Make them good or fuck you.
One last note.
What?
If you want to see my pictures from the protests, follow me on Twitter at It's All So Ugly. With 2 L's.
Do that. I did actually already link your tweet specifically in the note. So click those links. Then you'll be at Ben's page.
Yes.
There you go.
Check them out.
Okay. All right. SpeakPipe, here we go. We've got a voicemail first from Rad Lectures. Okay, let's hear what he has. Go.
PCP. I was really intrigued. You guys talked about RadCon last episode. I got pretty hyped. Question was about lectures, and basically every single one of you provided some sort of idea for what you want to do, besides one person. Nate, you completely dodged the fucking question. But a bigger question for you guys. As creators as a whole, do you like to hype up the creation of a video or piece of work that you guys do? Or do you like to keep things secret? Because I sort of get that vibe more from Nate, more than anyone here, just because of that last question.
I do not like to hype stuff up ahead of time, but if I have an opportunity to do so, I will sometimes do it because I think it's a good idea, even though I don't like to do it. It's not fun.
I enjoy the feeling of having a hype thing that I could tell people, and I like keeping it special for the people who are like cool. Like if I meet like Lemon Tart, I met in London. He was a cool guy, and I like him, and he showed me around Madrid, and so he was asking me about stuff, and so I told him a few plans I had, and they weren't like fully formed yet, but it was just sort of like, he's really nice and he's in person. I think this is a good time to allow that. Like, it seems strange to do it online because people,
everything's bullshit online. In person is much more
nobody knows what they want, and when you show them the coolest thing ever, then they're it's just good. It's just good to keep it under wraps until there's something substantial. But in person, I feel like if it can make for a good conversation, then I'll hype someone up.
That's fair.
It's
Digis talked about this too. Yeah.
Speaking of hype, I guess I was thinking about whether I should do this, but I do need to hype this up, and I think, okay, I can't 100% guarantee this, but I am almost ready, and I think that maybe a week from when you are listening to this podcast, the Vapors Kickstarter 2 may be live. So a week from right now, you might hear me saying, hey, go to Kickstarter right now, link in the description. The Kickstarter is a go. Because like I said, that John Cleese lecture, I watched that because I was like, I need to get my shit together. And I watched that and I was like, I feel better now. And now I understand what I have to do a little better. And I've been doing it. And I have written 4 out of the 6 scripts that I needed to do for the guest strip. So we are almost ready. And possibly next week, the Kickstarter will be launching. Yeah. So the
Fantastic.
hype. And I don't really like doing hype, even though it's a good idea. Like, it's a good idea to hype up a thing before you do it.
Yeah.
I like just putting something out there and having people see it. That's the fun part. Not the hyping is the reaction to the thing.
Mm-hmm. I think the best way to go about it is to hype vaguely. So like, I'm gonna do a thing on this date. It's like, oh, what thing is he gonna do? And that builds
kind of thing.
That builds hype for people to be anticipating something, but they don't have an idea of what they should be expecting necessarily. I mean, if you make videos or comics or whatever, they're gonna be assuming it's one of those. But the vaguer you keep it, it feels like a lot of brands are doing this as well. And movie trailers as well. They're very. Maybe not movie trailers. I don't keep up with movies.
How about those trailers that are just like,
but Star Wars,
for example, just a logo, like Bayonetta 3. That's all we saw,
and,
just a logo.
And Star Wars is like, there's nothing in the trailer. Like, I've seen it, I was like, oh, well, cool, I guess. Nothing. There's nothing there. Maybe there's nothing in the movie. But
that's probably pretty effective.
It still builds hype just as effectively because people are being reminded that a thing is about to come out. And when it comes out, they will be ready and willing and able to listen and watch. Rather than if you just posted it, people might not catch on because there was nothing, to remind them to pay attention.
That's true. On the subject here, I mean, first of all, the person astutely noted, I did not comment on my thing that is in fact deliberate because I didn't want, I mean, whatever. Like as exactly as he said, I like to keep things secretive. And I'll tell you, there's multiple reasons why. One is because I find the hype cycle both kind of counterproductive. I mean, in this way of look at the Ghost in the Shell thing. One, it's kind of counterproductive, and the other thing is it puts expectations on things that I think are not actually helpful, and I almost think it's almost kind of immoral in a sense to what if you fail? Then it's like you've kind of disappointed everyone, and they were wrong to. It's almost like you lied. If you promise something and then you don't deliver what people expect, I don't know. That one's a little more bullshit.
Yeah,
I very much dislike the stress of promising anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like once I let it known that I'm going to do something, then it becomes an obligation and I don't want to do it anymore.
Yes, that's a big part of it too. Whereas when I can drop something and
I just prefer to surprise people.
Yeah, that's all positive. There's no expectation and it feels good, and I think everyone's kind of better off that way. But I will be super clear on another reason why I do it. Another reason why I hate to announce project is in case they fall through or I fail or it isn't as good as I might have hyped it up to be. things of that nature. I do not want to be the guy who fails to live up to expectations. I want to be the guy who provided something, even if it's only mildly entertaining, because it's a lot better than failing people's expectations, in my opinion.
On the other hand, hyping a thing up, it affects me. Like, part of, like, saying that I'm going to be launching the Kickstarter next week makes it a lot more likely that I will actually do it.
That's definitely true, too.
All right, that's a thing, but, like, I mean, assume not as much about it is like a creative process. It's mostly just like to actually create the Kickstarter and do all the busy work.
Well, it's half and half because I have to write the scripts, but...
Right. But like, I feel like a hyping up something that you have to be creative for is a little more like nuanced in how or like variable in how well it works. Because you might just lose like your focus, or like you won't have an idea, or you won't be able to think of something creative enough.
If you still have to do like all the creative work before the thing is realized, then like you don't really know how it's going to turn out while you're hyping it.
But, you know, on this one thing, I am somewhat assuaged in my fears by the fact that, like for example, when we were planning RadCon 3, like, one of my worries was that, like, we'll make things that are bad. But, like, I've really have come to the conclusion during RadCon 3, even during RadCon 2 too, but, like, working with you guys on that content, I was worried to be bullshit, but, like, it just seems to almost magically happen that we just make good stuff. So, like, at this point, I feel comfortable saying, like, if we did RadCon 4 tomorrow, I'd be like, guys, give to RadCon 4. I know it will be good. I have all the confidence in the world. We will make things people enjoy. Even though I don't know at all what those things will be, we just produce products that are enjoyable. And that's a pretty powerful thing that makes me feel good.
You got to believe in the process.
Yeah,
at some
absolutely.
point, at some level, you kind of just got to have confidence and believe in yourself. And to say, and to promise, like, I'm going to make this thing, you kind of just have to, like, trust that you can do it. And, like, a lot of the time, just believing that you can do it will empower you to do it.
I feel good. I also have acquired a sense that, like, if I sit down and decide I'm going to make a project, I feel confident that I can make almost anything I want to do good and entertaining and enjoyable. But the issue that I have with all this is, like, the logistics and the time management of making sure I get to these things and get them done. And, like, now it's like I got to make money while doing it because it's my job and stuff. Like, will I be able to balance all those things? That, for me, is the big variable question. Because, you know, like, I wanted to have, like, a big video out every month once I was, like, pro doing the stuff. But, like, I've had tough time managing my time with Weagawas and doing other stuff. So, like, I have not done that yet, and it's been 2 months. So, like, this is my big concern with stuff like this, getting it organized.
Okay. Do you guys remember that idea I had for a lecture? I mentioned it in the chat. Do you remember what? And I'm not sure if I should say it.
Why don't you type it? We will not say it, but if you
I will
type
say it in gross,
chat,
disgusting audio.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell?
A little bit.
Oh yeah,
a little bit.
I know what you're
I'm not sure.
about.
Should I say it?
I forget what it is.
I don't know what that is. Yeah,
but
I forget. Oh, that's right. I mean, up to you, dog. I don't know. I think it's unlikely you'll actually do it personally, but I mean, you know.
Oh, sounds like a fucking challenge. I don't know. I'm not sure if it would actually. I guess I would have to actually do some work and start, like, taking notes for it and, like, figure out whether it would make a good lecture. But it's.
I agree.
But I find it personally compelling. Is the all right? I'll just say it, and I'll say it with the caveat that I am not guaranteeing that I will do it, but it is on the table.
Okay.
So the Pro Jared and Holly Conrad thing, their whole affair and whatever, it was predicated. Like, they had characters in the same D&D campaign, and, like, their characters in the game crossed over into real life because, like, the
dimensional merge is literally real.
Yes,
it's
the dimensional merge took place. It started with them. They kicked it all off. Chris didn't know, but this is what started it. And because, like, Heidi was, like, texting them and talking about their characters fucking, which leads to the inevitable conclusion that they were doing, like, roleplay fucking in character as their D&D character. And I thought it would be pretty funny to do a lecture doing, like, the history of their D&D characters and like where and all that, and how this whole the the same way that like the Sonichu lecture is talking about Sonichu, and in doing so, you know, you must discuss Chris. You know, this would be an in-character thing about the narrative of Dieth and Strix and like who they are and what their story is, and you know, it would inevitably cross over into the real life story. And
well,
I thought it was a funny idea.
It's a funny idea. I'm just curious, Ben. I think we spoke about this briefly, but like, did Jared's recent video where he, you know, made at least a pretty good comeback? Many people say, seems true to me.
Did
too.
you not watch it?
No, I watched it. I was just curious. Did that move the dial for you much in your feeling? Were you I
already knew everything that was that he said in that video because like I'd been following the story, and like I talked to Bedhead Bernie as he was making his, like he asked me for like my input on it and stuff.
I see.
That was all stuff I already knew. And I don't think it exonerates. I don't think Jared is like 100% exonerated of everything he did. Like I still think having his like nudes fan Tumblr is gross, but I do think that a lot of the stuff people were saying about him is like just like bad faith and wrong and should be dismissed.
I happened to watch H3's reaction to his new video, I think, earlier today. And
I have not seen
that. Man, that boy was, like, he had said, like, I had already dismissed the things because there wasn't enough evidence, but he was really mad at him for having this fan server thing. And I will
not defend the fan server.
I defend in the sense that it's legal, but not in the sense that it's anything I would ever do.
Yeah, sure, it's legal. Yeah, lots of gross things are legal.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. But you know what I will say. I will say, interestingly enough, is that his wife at the time clearly knew about it and condoned it.
That's absolutely true.
Let's not forget that if we're taking sides.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, shit. Let's go into our next voicemail, I guess. Let me get it right here. Okay, this one is from our boy Mozilla Fennekin is writing it again. Now, if I remember correctly, did we just send him to jail? I
think
episode?
we sent him because he was the one who had the
human core guy.
What did he say? Yeah. He said that the most human core thing is having a toilet.
Factually inaccurate.
By the way, I just want to say, completely debunked by the existence of pigs, because pigs, like, a known fact about them is they always shit at the furthest away, like in a specific place, the furthest away from where they sleep and eat.
That's true, but we found an article of like animals that do this.
Animal latrines. Like, animal latrines is like a phenomenon in nature.
Fucking idiot.
A lot of species do it.
They go in the corner.
Let's see if he has any defense for himself. Okay, go.
Hey guys, Mozilla Fuckface here. Just taking a good shit I got in this litter box I got for myself in voice jail. You know, I gotta say, it's actually pretty nice in here, because there's literally no security in here whatsoever, so I used my white girl privilege to ask to speak to the manager, but there was no one around, so I guess that means I'm the manager now. Anyway, I've been rethinking this whole human core thing, and I think it's super human core to be looking at drawings of people, but they're not actually people, and there's so many drawings that it looks like the not people are moving. It just got me thinking, what's your favorite anime? Hit me back. I want to know more about what human core really is.
All right. Clearly he's clearly having too easy a time in jail. We got to confiscate his latrine.
Yeah, he's
his litter box.
You know what? He's reveling in the attention he gets from being put in jail.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
We got to send like what's the word? Isolation tank.
Is the PCP hail?
Yeah, start the PCP hail in PCP jail. Let's see if he can pelted with rocks of ice and shit. All right, moving on. Let's go to.
I don't know that I even have a favorite anime.
I mean, I don't know. It's
or
like,
are we deliberately not answering this question?
Show? We're deliberately not. I mean, you could, but no, it's retarded.
It just made me think, like, I don't know if I even have one. I know Bakuman is my favorite manga, but I don't know if I have a favorite anime.
The thing about this question is that nobody asks it sincerely, so I'm not going to give a sincere answer.
Exactly the right attitude.
Looks like I fucked up.
All right, we go to In My PJs by the Freeway. Okay, go.
All right, so real quick, wanted to go over some things that are more human core than just bathrooms or something like that.
Yeah.
So we've got, let's see, there's sweating to cool down. Humans started doing it because they needed the evaporative cooling properties because they were endurance runners. Like they used it for hunting. And so the only other animal that does it, that sweats as much as we do to cool down, are horses. And
so it's not human
really,
core.
we could do it better than them. If you like trained to be an endurance runner, you could outrun a horse.
Wait. What?
Hippos also do it, but
over
that's just like for
distance.
sunscreen, so it's like not the same thing.
Hippos, horses, and humans.
Yeah, we also keep pets, which is pretty human core. Nothing else really keeps
Some
pets.
animals do that, I think.
At least that I know of. Symbiotic relationships are a thing, but
there's a type of
I don't know. It's
toad
kind
that
of like
keeps
voluntary
spiders as a
parasitism
pet.
if you think about it. Also, Munchie, I'm an RA. Just so you know, if you want your RA to hate you, just don't be the loud dorm or the one that smells like weed. Yeah, that's about it.
It's gonna be a
Adios.
loud dorm. Do you say frogs keep spiders as pets?
I've seen an image or two on a blog a while ago, and it was really cute. Either it was a large toad that kept a small tarantula as a pet that would eat bugs and bring it to him, or it was a large tarantula that kept a tiny toad as a pet. I don't know the situation, but they both eat the same thing, so I suppose that it's just sort of like, they're buddies.
Weird. Like the tarantula drains the fluids out of it, and then he gives like the husks to the frog. And the frog
something of that nature. Like they both hunt the same thing, and like one is fed with the thing, or it might be like the toad utilizes the spider's web. Mm-hmm. Something strange and funny.
Super cool. But the domestication of animals is pretty human. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding. To me, just something that humans do is not human core. Sweating, yeah, I know humans sweat, and not many other animals sweat like we do. That's not human core. A human core action is an action that humans are driven to do for no good purpose that does not serve any end. So like the domestication of animals, I would not say is strictly human core, because animals are domesticated for like practical purposes. But like keeping like house cats or something, or keeping pets like just for fun, like that's human core.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Is having fun for fun's sake human core?
A little bit.
Dogs play though. Then again, we made dogs by humans, so like we shaped them in our image, maybe a little bit,
In our image, yes.
You guys ever just have a moment where you're like, "What the fuck is this podcast that I'm on?" Because that's how I feel when I'm hearing, humans are the only people who sweat, but also horses sweat. So I guess it's not like giving a lecture on like what animals sweat out of their buttholes or whatever, and I'm just sitting here like, how did I get into this?
We're just doing what Screen Rant did. We have to come up with catchphrases to engage our audience, and human core is one of them.
So we've got to be scattershot and just say shit. Like, I found it interesting that humans, horses, and hippos are all lumped together in one group. Where else does that happen?
I'm just being cool. We're the reason people are dying.
You know what? What was that cool catchphrase I came up with the other day? I can't quite. It was something like, having sex with women and licking pussy.
Iconic.
Like that sounds right.
That's my famous catchphrase. I'm gonna work that into every conversation.
This podcast has no overall theme. It's just
we've got to touch on all the big winners.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I was just having sex with women and licking pussy.
Oh, you're always doing it. That's no excuse. All right, let's go on to retarded Hermie Frogman. Okay, go.
Wait, that guy sounds cool.
APCP. Thought I'd provide some intergagement.
Please.
Yeah.
So last episode, you guys talked about conspiracies, and I got a story for this. So I want to say 2 to 3 years ago, when Alex Jones was like more of a big meme. There's really popular clip going around. I noticed as a young lad back in high school. He said something kind of insane. He said the water is turning the frickin' frogs gay.
Yes.
I thought that was a pretty insane statement at the time, right? Back in the day. Fast forward a year or two. Senior year in high school for me. I take a zoology class, okay? Study of animals and stuff. And I gotta say, it's fucking true. The water is turning the frickin' frogs gay. I don't remember exactly what it is, but we had a guest come into our zoology class who explained something about like how chemicals in the water legitimately turns frogs into like hermaphrodites or something.
This is the worst voicemail I've ever heard.
And it was insane. It was like the most insane revelation for me. like last year with me and my friends. We were like, "Holy shit, Alex Jones is telling the
This
fucking
sucks
truth."
really bad.
Even though we know the dude is
jail.
seriously like,
it's not really gay.
So
Like,
that's
he said
garbage
himself.
because like we all know frogs, like a lot of frogs are like naturally hermaphroditic.
I mean, that's literally the plot of Jurassic Park.
It's literally not the same thing as being gay, so there's no connection here. Man, there was so much build up to like I knew exactly where this was going like the moment I heard his name.
Yeah.
And frankly I'm shocked and appalled.
I had suspicions.
People put so much emphasis on like stuff that Alex Jones says, like he's so crazy.
He's the modern day Nostradamus.
People just and well, like he clearly has a sense of humor. He does exaggerate these things. He is on some level being funny when he says stuff like the water's turning the frickin' frogs gay. That's like not a totally sincere. He's just like exaggerating for comedic effect. He's saying that there's like bad chemicals and pollution that are messing up the environment, but he's saying it in a funny way, and everyone takes it completely seriously because people are literally much stupider than Alex Jones.
Well,
this guy could have like done a little bit of research to find out like what he was talking about, but instead, he just says, "Hey guys, I remember a guy told me one time that this thing was sort of adjacent to true, and I can't elaborate on that at all. But isn't that crazy, guys?" No, it isn't.
I mean, it sounds like the problem here is the conflation between hermaphroditic and gay.
That's a problem.
Okay.
I mean, it's just the old plot point from Jurassic Park where they're like, oh, we had some missing building blocks of the DNA, so we used frog DNA. But then Ellie Sattler is like, oh, but some of the frogs can turn hermaphroditic and turn into, but all the dinosaurs are female. But then some, life finds a way, says Jeff Goldblum. And then they fucking, the hermaphroditic frog DNA makes them into penises and they have dinosaur babies. Damn it. Everyone knows that shit.
Wow.
That's like biology 101.
Okay, well, whatever. Fuck that guy. Next one, we got Mr. Bones. Speaking of Bone, here's Mr. Bones, old friend. Okay, go.
What's up, my N-words? Mr. Bones here.
Not much.
Calling in because I wanted to pick your brains about streaming. We've seen renowned creators like Demo D, Star, and Germa move to Twitch and leave their YouTube channels to gather dust. Most of you have been involved with streaming to some extent, so I'd just like to know if you'd ever think of transitioning from your current style of content to mostly streaming. It is ostensibly quicker and easier and makes more money, so I can see the appeal. But is it something you do full-time as your main source of content? Also, on top of that question, I'd like to give you some warm congratulations on the last episode of the PCP, which managed to not have a 20-minute political shitfest sandwiched somewhere in the middle.
You're welcome.
Anyway,
Mr.
I'll
Bones.
retreat to my vile lair now. Slice and dice, brothers.
I have... people are starting to notice in the comments, finally... that when Jesse is on the podcast, magically it seems to be much, much better every single time.
No.
And that when he's off the podcast for long stretches of time, everything just slowly devolves into shit.
It's all about you, Jesse.
These Jesse stands in the comments have got to go. It's all tribalism.
Yeah.
And my tribe needs to win.
To the guy's question, though, so the thing about, I think about streaming like this. I almost feel like streaming, okay, take H3H3, for example. I feel like you have to build up a reason for people to give a shit about you. And that needs to be done with, like, I don't know, projects that matter, things you do that influence people. And then you can coast off that by streaming. This is pretty much how I think about it.
That's necessarily
I don't know if
true.
anyone has just gotten famous purely through streaming on Twitch.
I know some people. Okay, take like
but
guys.
Nobody's famous for that like initially, are they?
No,
Well,
absolutely. There's some like Ninja was a big just came out. He was a Fortnite streamer.
Okay,
he
but
didn't
there
do
must have been
that.
something about Ninja that made people gravitate to him, other than just the fact that he streamed on Twitch.
No, that literally is it.
No, there is more. He was a literal competitive, professional to semi-professional.
If you go on Twitch and you just search for the game that you're interested in and a guy comes up, that's how you find people on Twitch. YouTube does not have a monopoly on discovering people.
Though it is easier.
Yeah.
Well,
significantly so.
Well, I mean, I follow this guy T90 who was a Twitch streamer who like does commentary over people doing competitive Age of Empires 2 things.
Okay.
Unironically incredibly engaging, and I love it. It's like it's my favorite game, but at a super high level. And his streams are good. I don't watch his streams, but he started uploading to YouTube, and now I know him as a YouTuber, where he uploads entire streams, and it's like, or entire matches rather, from his streams. And so it's like you can easily go from one to the other. He didn't do anything before Twitch.
Yeah.
He was just a guy who got popular because he was good at what he did, and he did a game where there was a strong community in that
that's
niche.
What I was gonna say. The only reason I'd like do right now, my Twitch is basically like an interaction vehicle for people who are interested, and then also like an excuse to play some games and do bantery stuff. So like it's fun, but it's not my prime focus. I could theoretically see myself, in theory, becoming a full-time streamer, for example, if the show I was doing was was gratifying to do and was like creatively fulfilling in some way, and also, you know, like made sense financially. If that was the case, like I'd consider it, but I feel like I'm always gonna want to do, like right now, I'm doing a lot of Weagawas. What I want to be doing all day is editing fancy big videos that I have a little bit of time for. I'm working on fixing my schedule and stuff, but like this is like what I passionately want to do. So that's always going to be there. And that's why I fucking quit my computer science job, or my fucking programming job. Like if I'm just going to do a job that's not like better than that, that's just equally just filling time and being a drag and just got to put in the hours in, like I could just do my much better paying programming job. So I gotta make us, you know, do that shit.
I think I see streaming as like kind of a, I wouldn't want to do it full time. It doesn't seem it's not very like creatively fulfilling, but like it can be fun. And I kind of just see it as like a time during the week when I can like interact with like, you know, the people in my Discord and stuff. Cause like I'm in my Discord a bit, but I'm not like chatting a whole lot in there, just here and there. So I feel like that's my time when like people who want to, you know, interact with me, or people who like, you know, are in, you know, my extended community or whatever, who like maybe want to like touch base with all that, like that's the time when I do that. And it makes a bit of money just because I think some people like, you know, have Twitch bits that they, you know, certain people prefer different platforms, and some people would rather donate through Twitch with bits or something than they would through, I don't know, Patreon or Ko-fi or whatever. Yeah, and you know that's another reason to do it, to diversify your platforms. So I guess my short answer is no, I don't want to do it. Like I wouldn't transition, and I don't know if it makes more money. I don't know this, Mr. Bones. You know, with all due respect, Mr. Bones, I don't know if you can say that Twitch just makes more money. I mean, for some people, I'm sure it does, but it's definitely not the case for everybody. That Twitch is like a more lucrative thing.
From what I understand, to be big on Twitch, you need to stream like every second of every day of your life. So like the workload floor is incredibly high, but at that floor, the pay is a lot better than YouTube. So like most people on Twitch, for like, I mean, they're working long hours, but they're working like not very hard. Like comparatively, like they're not being an editor and a director and a voiceover guy or whatever. They're not animating anything.
To be in a fucking stream,
it is pretty exhausting. But like, there's you said ostensibly, and I think that's the word that's correct. It's ostensibly better money. On YouTube, I feel like the workload floor is much lower. But the point at which you can be successful by not doing that much work, or like putting in the hours. I'm trying to think of a phrase for this off the top of my head.
Like if you get a viral hit or something, I don't know. Successful people work pretty hard on YouTube.
Like I don't know if people don't go viral on Twitch in the same way.
Not really. They have to be like, even Ninja. I know was like streaming for a long time, and then suddenly like sort of exponential growth because of algorithm or whatever it was over there. Like he was playing the right game at the right time, and everybody shared him with everybody else, and then he became the biggest thing on Twitch. But I forgot the point I was making.
I'm still with my boy, Dr. Disrespect. His production values are insane. I think everything... there's one great streamer, it's Dr. Disrespect. He is changing the fucking game. I'm so impressed. I don't watch him that often. I did for a little bit.
I mean, I think that streaming can be, a creative medium and can be artistically fulfilling.
When Dr. Disrespect works for, I'm sure he works with editors and people who are preparing stuff, and they make a really cool effect that he will unveil at some point. Like him, I told the story before about I was watching, he presses a button, boom, camera transitions. Now it's literally him standing small. He stands up out of his chair. Now it's he's shooped into an obviously green screen thing where there's a skyscraper. It's him walking out onto a helipad on top of a skyscraper in a big city. And he's just on his headset now. And you can see him small in the corner next to his helicopter with Twitch HQ. It's basically new Los Angeles City in the fucking background. And he's just just made another $1 million, just closed the deal, just, doing some sponsorship gigs, just, make another $1 billion on the market today. It is what it is. And then he presses another fucking button and he goes back to his gamer chair. And it's there's a lot of work involved for sure in preparing those things. Then there's when he's actually streaming or whatever, he can push a button and boom, unveils this really cool thing that he's prepared, and then he goes on. But the meat and potatoes of it is him sitting in front of a camera and standing up occasionally and just saying shit, being funny, telling jokes, and playing games for I don't know, 5, 6, 8 hours a day, whatever it is. I don't know his schedule, and that could definitely be taxing and doesn't really sound that fun. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want to, if you're a full-time streamer, you're basically doing what you do at an office job, which is sitting in a chair for, doing... It seems, and at least you can slack off. You can slack off at an office. If you're, on Twitch, you have to be, engaging the entire time.
Well, you don't really have to be engaging the entire time.
I've never tried living this way.
People definitely put it on in the background, and they're not, there's no culture of being incensed when somebody isn't on their A game, because everybody understands that if you it's just sort of like a window. You look over to the window, and there's a thing there, and it's always there, and it's reliable, and you like it, and you subscribe, and you like and favorite, because you like looking at in that window. And if they're not there for even 1 second, you go crazy. But if you look there and they're there, it doesn't really matter how well they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's just sort of I don't know what it is. Reliability thing.
About Twitch. Okay, so I think maybe I want to do this after. I think maybe I might announce my plan to do this in Sonichu Lecture Number 2, Sonichu 102, Advanced Christery is what I'm planning to call it. But after that, Philosophy Tube did his reading the entire works of Shakespeare for charity. I kind of want to do a charity stream where I read through the entirety of Sonichu.
Ooh,
and I do think
it
would take
that'd take?
Hard to say. It might be a long time. It could be, I mean, some chapters would probably take several hours if I'm not blasting through. It might take 10, 15, 20. I don't know that it would take that long, but I could see it taking a long time. But I want to do a charity stream but I don't know what charity I would do it for. I would want it to be something funny.
How about patreon.com/hypocrite?
All good ideas. I'm sure you could find one in the time to.
And not Autism Speaks, because everyone says that's a bad charity.
Lol. Okay, fair enough. Enough.
I don't know,
dog.
It's a
good idea, though. I like the idea.
That's something I want to do. That is a Twitch plan.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want. I know inevitably I will do another Nuzlocke, and people are going bananas. They want another Nuzlocke. I mean, the last one was a triumph. It was a success. By far my most lucrative streams as well, because people want to be those Pokemon. So, it's definitely what I will do eventually. I just gotta carve out some time, lads. Because that last one really ate into my schedule of, Weagawas and other stuff.
Yeah.
Did a lot of work behind the scenes.
Yeah, but people liked it, though.
Yeah, they did. It was a good time, and I had a lot of fun preparing the God fight against Ben Saint himself, or the Saint, as he was known as.
Yes,
it was dope. It was really sick, and the graveyard little skits we did, the music I prepared. See, lots of fun. There's totally fun things and creative stuff you can do.
Yeah,
but,
I like Twitch. I think it's cool. I don't want to be a full-time streamer, but I like it as a platform.
I like using it occasionally just to be there and doing something. It's fun.
Agreed. All right, well, let's
How many
wrap
more
it up,
voicemails
lads.
we got?
That's it. That was the last one. We're all done.
Oh, thank God. I mean,
no more.
Darn.
Leave more people. SpeakPipe, link down below in the description. We listen to all of them, so leave us your shit. We're getting fewer and fewer. Well, not really, but we need more quality ones. The bigger the net, the more
because
quality
we keep putting
get.
them all in jail.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All the quality ones have been jailed, yeah.
All right, well,
we're running a
people.
prison state. The prison industrial complex of the PCP is growing every time.
And it feels good.
We're getting cheap slave labor.
Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. New bonus episode is out now. Been out for a couple of days. And it's Quake 3. This is the arena rematch, people, from remember RadCon 3? We're fighting and we're playing games. Pew, 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 guns.
I will redeem myself from my piss-poor performance in RadCon 3 arena.
We shall see. You have to click to find out. $5 pledge on patreon.com/theprocrastinators for all 29 bonus episodes. That's worth $5. That's worth $5.
I should say
and
so.
more forever. And they're all there. They're all good. Listen to them. Especially, let me shout out ASMR episode. Let me shout out, what were some of those versus ones we did back in the day? It was like Jimmy Neutron versus the Slurm guy from Futurama. That's not it, but, something like that. Whatever, man.
We should do that one, though.
That's a good idea.
You mean Jimmy Neutron versus Slurms Mackenzie?
I like it. What's that drink? Purple Flurp. They drink Purple Flurp in Jimmy Neutron. It could be a battle of the drinks versus a fuck energy drink. It's all could be relevant to this.
Well, I mean, I have some brand loyalty there.
Well, okay, fair enough. We'll see. What else we got? At TP Crastinators, Twitter updates, releases and stuff. Check it out, people. That's it. Patreon, SpeakPipe, voicemails, Twitter. Thanks for listening, everybody.
And stay tuned for the Vapors 2 Kickstarter coming very soon.
Indeed. Let us know answers to our questions and stuff in the comments. Whatever. Fuck you. All right. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Woo.
Yeah.